It's your call. Hello, everybody. Mike, you are so over with the Giant Bomb audience that they are even acting like the critical path thing was not a mistake.
Yeah, I think they're right. I read what they said, and they're correct.
Absolutely not right.
That is just
I just
wrong.
I just had it in the wrong direction. It was the critical path. They're right.
You no, you don't dare do this.
That's not what you meant, you little
Mike,
shit.
I will die if you do this.
This is
shit-eating grin. I've never seen you have a shit-eating grin like this before, Mike. I'm gonna die, Mike. Is that what you want? I read that. I was like, no, you guys don't know Mike like I do. You can't do this.
Did I make my camera worse? Sorry.
No, it's okay. I can help fix it. Guys, we're getting started kind of late tonight. Just got to deal with this. This is going to be a shit show.
It's been a day. Oh, my God.
Like every other time we make
yeah,
the show.
every other time it's professional, Christian. Jeez.
It's our first podcast. Don't
That's
worry.
right. We're going to figure this podcasting out thing eventually.
Speaking about being over, did Major Mitch get to 10,000 views yet? Wow.
Hell yeah.
He's such a mark for himself. Hell yeah. Yeah,
The first episode usually gets up to 10.
9.5. It does. You're right. Well, Flight Club.
It's all downhill from
Flight
here,
Club is
brother.
over. That's for sure.
All right, let's see here.
9.5K, that's not 10K. You liar.
I said it'll get there. It'll get there.
My window's open. Don't worry. This has
Let's
been
go.
nice. I do it almost every night now.
Man, I love open windows. Like the most dad thing about me is how I'm like, yeah, let's get a crosswind going in here. I'm gonna open these two windows.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
I just unlock aerodynamics.
That's right. Just think about. I honestly think about my house like a big PC case, which was great in Colorado because we had the whole house fan up in the attic. So you just flip on a switch and the fan would turn on the attic and the house would be so. Oh God, it was the best. I'm gonna honestly pay to have one installed in this house if I ever have money. Okay, let's see here.
You gonna put a big Noctua fan on
Yeah,
your roof?
honestly, if Noctua sold whole house fans, Christian, not even joking, I would do it. 100% I would.
I think it was Linus who they sent one to. They sent like a box fan, a Noctua box
that's
fan.
fun.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
I saw that.
All right, I think we're about to get started. Let me just put the Lions game on up in the corner away when I can't really see it.
This is why you watch the video every once so you can see his mini pop-offs while we do the show.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. There we
No,
go.
let me put Helsing on the background.
Oh man, I think it was a rapid recap. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's loud.
So watch Helsing. This is a Helsing podcast, everybody.
It sure isn't.
We stand Helsing. Our political views is the Helsing is the GOAT.
Okay, there's that. We are doing pretty good now. All right. I think we are about ready. Just got to test the music, and then we should be good.
Listen to the
Let me get that up
Yeah,
here.
give me some of that music.
You guys aren't hearing that because it's not routed correctly. Let me just do that real quick.
We are not hearing it. That's correct. Now we can hear it.
Thank you. All right. God, hit the
That was
little-
it. Well, can you play a little bit more? It's kind of low.
That's good.
Oh, it's okay. It's good. It's just the beginning.
It
Okay.
feels low for us, anyways.
I beat Armored Core 6.
For me, does.
Pretty.
Oh, cool.
That's a good game. I
Fun to talk
I
about.
didn't really understand because my kids were bothering me while I was doing it. I didn't understand I was making decisions.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about this.
Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm gonna count us in. I think right now. Are you good to start, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Starting in 5, 4.
Wait a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I was hearing an echoes because I just didn't have my video muted all the way. Okay, we're
You
good.
good?
Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
Good.
5, 4, 3. Your busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where the Detroit Lions are going to win the fucking Super Bowl. Let's go, baby. I'm sorry, it's 24-3. They're going to score 100 points in this game. My name's Jeff Grubb. Joining me is...
Oh, Mike Minot, I'm supposed to say my own name. Here come the Browns. Here come the Browns. Onwards to victory.
Today's episode, Jim Ryan, I love you. Please come back. I feel like shit.
The pride of
Please come
Cleveland,
back.
The Cleveland Browns.
First, I want to ask Mike, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's been busy. It's been a weird day in the industry. I've been busy. A lot of work stuff, doing some fun stuff with Giant Bomb. We some of the extracurricular Game Mess stuff. We just recorded our discussion on Starfield, so that was today. So that was, that went well. Right before this, to give myself some sustenance, I had some blueberry and bourbon. And I'm feeling energized. I think that's all the nutrients a growing man needs, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you were doing anything more than that, you would throw off that delicate balance of your body's ecosystem. We can't have that.
I think that's the best cereal shape, by the way. Of all the cereal shapes, is that little ghost in the Halloween, the spooky cereal.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Thing.
Yeah, I'm on a real Lucky Charms kick again. Lucky Charms is doing... Yeah, surprisingly
Lucky Charms
good.
in a while. Yeah, but I mean, like, when I say shape, I mean, like, so, like, not marshmallows, but just, like, this normal cereal
totally.
shape.
The cereal shape. I know, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. Blueberry is a great cereal. I like it a lot.
Remember when like some of the marshmallows were new back in the day? They had commercials for that.
Yes,
it's like the rainbows were new.
Do you think they still do? Because I don't watch really like TV with commercials anymore. Do you think they advertise that to kids these days?
Man, that was like half the commercials was cereal.
Most kids probably aren't watching any commercials, so
no, because I asked my nieces and nephews, like, do you kids like watch Nickelodeon still? And they're like, I don't like Nickelodeon. I hate Nickelodeon. It's like that was not an option when I was a kid. You were not allowed to have that opinion.
No, you were not.
I don't know.
I couldn't even fathom having that opinion as a kid. It was not even. No. Yeah, it was impossible.
Like, I hate water. What do you mean you hate water?
Yeah, exactly. This is all we have. We got a lot going on. We probably should just jump into it. I want to thank everybody for joining us. You can get more from Mike and me by joining the Discord at GameMess.net. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening, and hit that like button on YouTube, please. If you want to ask a question, you can drop a super chat during the show, yes, and let's get to all of them on YouTube before the end of the episode. Thank you to Carlos Ayin, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube, for the use of our theme songs. Thanks to 1UP versus CPU for our artwork. You can find more at 1UpVersusCPU.com. We are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods, and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to the private channels in our Discord, the monthly Q&A, participation in our monthly Game Club discussions, 1 month early access to new episodes of Game Mess Jeopardy and Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. Hey, Jeopardy, recording a new episode of that tomorrow. I actually haven't talked to the guest since I mentioned it to you, Sean. I talked to her earlier this week. We're good on that, right?
Yep, we should be all good to go tomorrow night.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, this is fun. We had somebody just come up to us during PAX saying, I could beat you, Mike. So I was like, all right, well.
Someone from the industry, to be clear. No, we can't have just all y'all coming up and
No. Somebody, they work in PR, but I'm excited.
You could try. We're going to say no, but yes, you could still try. But yes, this is someone that works a PR job, and it was very fun to be like, oh yeah, you do listen, that's great. And that's what I think a good place for Game Mess Jeopardy to be, where it's like all these people from the industry thinking like, no, I'm better than these guys, and then coming to the harsh reality that definitely not. Absolutely. Sorry. The Lions you fucking idiot. Okay, all right, sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is man.
Weren't you just talking today? Like, and during Giant Bomb, I stopped looking at chat because it was distracting. And I wasn't present.
I was yes, absolutely, but this is different. It's the Lions.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Here come the Browns. My uncle would start singing that old Browns song whenever the Browns were awful. It was the funniest thing. They'd throw an interception, then I just hear my uncle in the corner. Here come the Browns. Here come the Browns.
That's fun. God, I wish the Lions had a song like that. All right, so let's see here. I got a bunch of news. In fact,
there's a lot of news.
You know what? We say a lot. There are several big stories that are happening today and yesterday, kind of clogging up everything that's happening. Obviously, let's start with our boy, our sweet baby girl, Jim Ryan, leaving PlayStation. Hiroki Totoki, who is basically everything.
That's fun to say.
It's a very fun thing to say. I'm probably saying it wrong, but Hiroki Totoki is taking over in the interim from Jim Ryan once Jim Ryan steps down, I think officially in March. And in October, Hiroki Totoki is going to be a chairman to kind of be in that transitionary period. The stated reason from Jim Ryan is that he wants to spend more time with his family, which is all of Europe. He likes Europe just better than he likes you, and he's going back home to his family in Europe. So, it's hard to, whenever this stuff like this happens, it always feels like there's more story, but this one feels like, I don't know. All of these PlayStation chiefs do the job for about 5 years. They do it for about 5 years. This one's 4 years. It'll probably be closer to 5 by the time it's actually out.
It feels longer than that. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Well,
4 years.
Jim Ryan he's been there for 30 years at Sony, right? And his name was popping up for a very long time because, like, the stuff where, like, who would want to play this? That was long before he was CEO of that was back when he was just the head of Sony Computer Entertainment Europe, back when it was SCEE. So he's been around, floating around for a very long time. But his job, where he took over from, I guess, Sean Layden, technically he might have a different job title because they really shifted things around a lot. But basically, he took over from Sean Layden. That was just 4.5 years ago, something like that. He's overseen a lot of growth. He set up the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 is going to be a massive success. It's on its way to surpassing the PlayStation 4. Basically it's caught up in terms of month-to-month sales, and by the end, it's probably going to outperform even that console. What else can you want from someone trying to sell PlayStations? He's done a good job, and yet, I don't know. What do you think is his legacy?
I think that is the legacy is going to be the PlayStation 5, and I think kind of cementing the style of what a PlayStation exclusive looks like, right, Jeff? These very big AAA games, often third-person action games, that kind of the prestige TV of console games, right?
Without a doubt, yes. I think that's that was already happening. It's happening even more now under Jim Ryan, and then he's also establishing this. Hey, we're going to spend more money on that, but we're also going to spend even more money on live service. We see this as our potential for growth going forward. And I kind of am a little bummed out that we're not going to be able to see that actually happen under Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan will be gone by the time the vast majority of those games are vying for space in the market. Well, and
it's interesting because we'll talk about it a little bit later, but it seems like live service is showing some cracks in the armor lately, right? That's this kind of cure-all, end-all, be-all goal for gaming.
Right. It was clearly we were in a honeymoon period there for a little bit where it's like these games could be produced for a little bit less money up front and maybe have a potential to make a lot more money down the line. I mean, these days, you kind of can't get a live service game off, especially if you're Sony. You can't get one off the ground unless you are spending a ton of money. It's probably not $200 million like some of those Sony first-party big blockbusters, but it's not significantly less than that. I mean, maybe it's $100 million. But still, like they're willing to make those investments because if one of them does hit and you get a Fortnite-like success, but is there any sense that it's possible to have a Fortnite-like success with a new live service game?
Can Fortnite be a Fortnite-like success these days? Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
apparently Fortnite's still growing, and that's not stopping them from doing their shit. We'll get to all that soon. I will miss Jim Ryan on a personal note because
sure you've had a thing. You've had a thing with Jim Ryan.
I've had a thing.
Can I say right now?
Yeah.
I have never understood it. I never got the joke. I have politely nodded and laughed for 4 years, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. At least I appreciate your understanding.
You're welcome.
He's like the perfect target. He is so successful and has done almost nothing but good things for PlayStation, and yet something about him is just big, goofy, and stupid. And so it's like it's all punching up, and yet it's also kind of easy target stuff. So it's fun, and I legitimately will miss him, and I legitimately think that he's fun for the industry. Because a numbers guy, a business guy kind of coming in and running a video game company and doing it well, that's not necessarily something that you would think looking from the outside in that would be possible. Or maybe looking from the inside in, where it's like we all look around, we're like, hey, you got to be someone who has a passion for this stuff. I don't believe Jim Ryan has a passion for video games, and yet that didn't stop him from being probably one of the most successful executives in the history of video games. So I think that alone is really kind of cool. And again, it makes him untouchable in some ways. And I don't think, like, you know, I tweet about him all the time. I bet he doesn't have any idea who I am, wouldn't care.
No.
It's just like he's just doing his job. And I like that. I think that's cool. I think people will remember, you know, some of the gaffes, like, or whatever, saying, I can't remember what was the cat thing where he talked about his cats, where it was like, oh, I think they were like talking about like Sony wasn't supporting something with abortion rights or something like that. And he's like, his letter to employees was like, in these times, I like to think about my cats. Say, hey, you're not super good at this, but don't do this thing. But I don't think anyone ever thought he was good at those things, so it's not too surprising. Where does PlayStation go from here? I guess it's a tough question to answer, but do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I just wonder where the next CEO is going to come from. This company has been so U.S. centric, it feels like, for a bit. You kind of imagine I guess that's the question. Like, are things really going to change? Do we suddenly expect to see, a lot of these kind of Japanese franchises return all of a sudden? Probably not. I think that they have a blueprint over at Sony. I guess the big thing up in the air is what is going on with all these live service investments that we've been hearing so much about. Was so far, like, it's been a big failure over there because the factions thing with Last of Us isn't panning out.
Yes.
So that's not working. So, and then otherwise, it's kind of hard to parse all that.
Yeah, it's. I think they're in a kind of a weird reload period for a lot of these games. I think you even look at God of War. I think the next God of War will still be very successful, but you might see some diminishing returns. It's possible, and like I don't think Horizon has like another like 5 or 6 games in it where it's always growing. It's like that they're gonna have to change, or not without changing things up and doing more new stuff, and that'll be expensive. So they have a lot of very successful franchises, but the path forward is not obvious. It's not without a lot of work, and I think that maybe now, if I'm Jim Ryan and I'm looking at a potential exit ramp, this one makes sense. Now it makes sense.
Sure.
The PS4 was an unmitigated success, an unmitigated like just triumph. The PlayStation 5 feels a little bit like a victory lap, and now you don't have to worry about figuring out the like transitioning into the next generation of what PlayStation is going to be, which the company is definitely trying to figure out. They are trying to feel that out. And like, we'll get to some of these other companies, figuring out what you're going to do to build on success is not obvious. It's not easy. Everyone struggles with it.
And, I think Sony could be running to the problems that Microsoft has had in recent years. They kind of had it this year. They're going to have some light years in terms of actual big first-party exclusive releases, right? Because
these games are getting cheaper. They're not getting faster to make.
Yeah. And you're just going to have times where you're going to have years where you're just not going to have very much. And, there's going to be ramifications of that.
Any other thoughts about Jim Ryan, Mike?
No, we'll miss him. We'll get him on the show sometime, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, he's been begging to get on the show, but we don't like having guests. But this is a special occasion.
It's a special occasion now. There's a lot else to talk about. We'll move on for now.
Epic Games is cutting almost 900 jobs, or 16% of its workforce due to financial difficulties. The layoffs affect employees across all departments, including Epic's super awesome arm, which is like their in-house PR stuff. They're also divesting in music marketplace Bandcamp, which means they're selling it off to someone else. Epic's CEO Tim Sweeney sent in a memo to staff that the company has been spending more money than it earned for a while, and after the layoffs,
whose fault is that? Who's been doing that?
It's
Who let that happen?
1 trillion% Tim Sweeney's fault. You can't even. There's no argument there. There's no going back and forth. All of that spending is Tim Sweeney's crusades, his many crusades. We'll get into it. But he's the layoffs were necessary to stabilize its finances. The layoffs are the latest example of widespread redundancy across the industry. Some of the things that Tim Sweeney pointed to was the metaverse not being a great investment.
Oh, yeah.
Really? No fucking shit. What the
oh my
fuck?
God, all these assholes with the metaverse. It was what we thought it was, Jeff.
Yeah,
I'm
it
shocked.
is what we thought it was. You have all the money in the world, and I get wanting to find the next thing. You're on a winning streak. You got a hot hand. You're doing a heat check. and you read fucking William Gibson when you were a goddamn teenager in college or some bullshit, and now you have the chance to make it real because you have one of the biggest engines in the world, and all that stuff they talk about, where interoperability, that's going to be the problem with the metaverse. Well, if everyone's on Unreal, first of all, we get all the money, and interoperability might not be an issue. It fucking still will be. 100% it would be a problem. But guess what? No one wants to play nice. No one wants to share. The metaverse was never going to work. And the fact that you needed to spend a ton of money to find out that you couldn't turn Fortnite into Roblox, come on.
Well, and then in this thing, they complain that, like, oh, yeah, too many Fortnite players are playing the creation stuff now, and we don't make as much money from that. It's like, well, did you think about that? Like,
right.
Was there any thought that this could happen? Because how do you make money in Fortnite? Selling skins. Are you going to sell as many skins to people, like, running around and doing YouTube poop in your game? No, I don't know what the fuck they do in there.
Right, and it's the whole thing with the creation is powerful enough that people can do whatever they want in there, and people at a certain point are going to be like, well, I'm just going to go mess around with that stuff, and I don't need to buy anything to do that. How does it work in Roblox? Is a lot. I mean, Roblox has been going since 2006. That's how it works. It's just got this ingrained culture of kids understanding how this economy works and getting in on it. And there's a lot of problems with that, sure. But trying to take your game and say this is going to be a Roblox I will be surprised if it ever works in the history of mankind, because people have to invest in your idea on a fundamental level of like, this is the kind of thing I could spend a lot of time with and then spend money in, and it has to kind of start young. And Fortnite players are like, no, I came here to hang out with my friends, and yeah, there's all this fun creative stuff, but I am just kind of doing that to fart around and maybe put it on YouTube or watch someone else play it. It's not the idea of spending money in it is just not this natural thing. There are other issues. I mean, obviously they've spent years trying to take down Steam, and it was never going to go anywhere.
No, it's because, again, it's never enough. It's not enough that you made the biggest game in the world out of a game that was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. And you were able to turn shit to gold in the most amazing, unpredictable, 1 in a million chance ever. And it's not enough. It's like, well, now we can take on Steam, and we're going to pay ridiculous sums of money to get Epic Game Store exclusive, because we can just make our own Steam with bubblegum polish and, Bygone golly gee energy. So that didn't work. Then you have your epic crusade against
Apple and Google.
Apple, where you make your fucking cartoons and merch store for it. What the actual hell?
Try to weaponize your audience with hashtag free Fortnite.
Like, what the? Yeah, it's just baffling, and it's baffling because this isn't a public company. Like, why do you have to care? Why can't you just look out for your own? It does have a lot of Tencent money, so I guess there could be pressure from Tencent in that regard of you.
I will say my understanding is Tencent doesn't really work that way. They usually are not in there saying we need exponential growth. So
Tim Sweeney's just personally upset that the growth's not as much as he would like. So we'll just fire almost 1,000 people.
Yeah,
1,000 people. How do you sleep at night?
Yeah, it's it all goes to Sweeney, because it's all these are literally just, you could tell he feels slighted, or he got a bug up his ass about one of these things, and he's like,
he wants to be a Bill Gates. He wants to be like he wants to be a Gabe Newell, right? He doesn't just want to be the game developer.
And it's like, the truth is he's gaming stepdad. He's always been gaming stepdad in there, being like, I got you all these presents. Won't you like me? And I don't know. And every situation he's in, he kind of feels that pressure to make change. And it's, I don't know, if it doesn't backfire, it at least just wastes a lot of money. Because I don't think most people aren't paying attention to these things that Epic's doing. It's just money down the toilet.
They just bought Bandcamp.
Yes. They also bought a mall. And apparently they're not going to be able to get into that mall until 2025. So they must have a construction crews in there working on that thing for several years.
Why did they buy a mall?
It's going to be their new offices. Their new campus is going to be this.
Offices are really in right now.
Yep, exactly.
That's good.
Yep.
People love going to the office.
Yep. Bought a fucking mall. I don't know. I don't.
Didn't Epic buy Harmonix also a couple of years ago?
Yes, they own Harmonix. They still do. Yes. They apparently every department got hit, so Harmonix probably got hit as well.
Well, because we know the Fall Guys guys got hit pretty hard. Not so much that they got dissolved, though that was a rumor, but pretty hard. Which that sucks.
Well, you can't spell decimation without Mediatonic. So did you see that they took that sign and moved it around to spell decimation? It's like, oh my god, that's devastating. Because hey, Fall Guys, a successful game.
Successful game. It's a great game.
Yep.
Like, what else does it need to do? What else do you need Fall Guys to do? I mean, because it's not going to grow forever. Of course, it's not. It's just insane. It's baffling. What is the? Because we had this. We've heard that Apex Legends has been seeing some problems. Do you think that this is some larger indictment on these big live service forever games?
I think it's like you said, the cure-all. It's not. I think these companies view it as a cure-all because it is the current cure to what has ailed them before, which is they don't have consistent revenue, or they didn't have consistent revenue. They didn't have. They would. It was high tide, low tide. We put out a game, pre-orders would come in, and we'd make a lot of money. And then we wouldn't have a game for a year, and we'd have to wait till the next one came out, and then we'd have high tide again. So then they had the live service stuff, and like, well, live service stuff, very predictable. We can look at, we understand player behavior, and we know we're going to have about this amount of money coming in as long as we have about this amount of players. And it's like, that's pretty nice to have. But when a game gets super successful, you can look, well, we're getting way more money than we know what to do with. We got to use that money. We got to grow with that money. And so you have to start making bets, and those bets, they don't pay off right away. So you got to put even more money and even more money into them and even more money into them and even more money into them. And then suddenly it's 5 or 6 years later, and you are on the other side of Apex Legends success. You're on the other side of Fortnite's success. So they said Fortnite's still growing. I'm sure it is. They said it's not growing as fast, but it's still growing. That's fine. But I guarantee they can see a potential fork down the road where it probably doesn't pop back up the way it did before, and it could very easily just continue trailing off. And then what do they do? So it's like they are kind of looking down the barrel of that and trying to make decisions now to deal with that. And they've already made a bunch of decisions based on this idea that they are going to have infinite money coming in forever. And clearly that's changing. So,
do you think a lot of these games have had a tough year because there have been so many like good new video games to play? You think that's why specifically?
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much time in the world, rough? Right? Yeah. And that's like people always say like, hey, live service games. There's only so much time for live service games. There's only so much time for everything. Like everything competes with everything. And
you don't have that Hermione time spinner, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that a lot of these companies got in their head like, hey, growth is happening through the pandemic, and a lot of that stuff will carry over. And a lot of it did carry over. Just not all of it. All of it didn't carry over.
Of course not.
And
all of it did.
And it's like, oh, we're down 10% from the highs of the pandemic. It's like, oh, that's not bad. That's way up from before the pandemic, right? And they're like, everything's fucking on fire because we're down 10%. So what the fuck how do you not plan for rainy days? Mm-hmm. How do you not store acorns? And it's like, the truth is, these companies, even if they're not publicly traded, can't store acorns. They got to spend the money because that money needs to work for them. So it's a bad system. It's what we got. And it's going to keep leading to situations like this where volatility in the industry and the people who will pay for Tim Sweeney's fucking crusades are 1,000 people whose names we don't know, but who actually did all the work. So it's going to keep happening. And I feel bad for the developers, and anytime they want to like come out and tell us about what it's like in these places, I'll be listening. So yeah,
it's fucking insane.
Meanwhile, Hyenas was canceled. Sega was working on a live service game. Creative Assembly was. This was going to be a live service shooter. It's been in testing. A bunch of people have been playing it. It is canceled, and it sounds like Creative Assembly is also going to be having layoffs because of this cancellation.
All right, let's get out of the way. Yes, we understand it's funny for us personally because of our weird history with Hyenas.
Because we are weirdos. We
thought it was an Echo the Dolphin game. But this is obviously bad. This is terrible. Creative Assembly has been a fantastic team that's made a lot of good games. Somebody put them on this direction, and now they're like, oh, this is a bad idea. Well, somebody should have thought about that earlier.
You know what happened? It was, hey, how do you get your game greenlit? How do we get a bigger budget for our stuff? Well, if you go there with a live service game, the executives are going to be into that. That's the buzzword. And then fucking 2 years later, 3 years later, the buzzwords have changed, and the executives are now scared of live service games because everyone's closing theirs. And again, whose fault is that? Not the developers. They were doing what they needed to do, what you wanted them to do, and now what you want is different. And again, who's getting punished? the people doing the work. It is it's infuriating. I honestly, I wish, for me, I always think like, okay, this is a bad system. The idea of like having another system doesn't seem like it's even on the table. Is a better world possible? I don't know. Ideally, I like the idea of more public funding. Canada has a lot of public funding. I think America would be a lot better off if we had a greater sort of investment of the arts. Just give people money to make art of any kind. And then don't worry about the profit motive at that point. Does that seem likely to happen? Fuck no. So I'm going to keep complaining about it. Obviously, criticism is worthy, but I don't know many great solutions, Mike.
No, it seems devastating because again, that's just a ton of talented people who are just basically being punished because they didn't chase a trend at the right time they're supposed to chase a trend, even though it wouldn't probably really matter for the success of their game. They just didn't get to even release it. I mean, how do you possibly go so much from like, yeah, we're going to completely 180 what you normally do to we're not even going to launch that. That's how little faith we have.
Creative Assembly.
How badly did you misread what was going on?
Right, and it's like, how do you not put a game in the best position to succeed? Because I think we all looked at the Hyenas early on and be like, that doesn't seem great. Right,
like why is it that we can just see 10 seconds of that, be like, well, that's a bad idea. Like, how can we get it? I'm nobody. I'm wearing a fucking free Sega Genesis shirt that I got at E3. I got a Rocketeer statue.
I got a NASA shirt. I don't. Yeah.
You know, old the Rocketeer is. No one cares about that shit. Why should I know better? I shouldn't.
It's. I mean, I think that is the theme of this week. Is that the higher ups definitely don't know any better. They, in fact, most of the time. It's much worse how they view things in terms of their understanding of what works and what doesn't. They have more access to information, more access to analytics, more access to like metrics to tell people, say, well, this is what people are thinking, this is how they feel. And yet it doesn't seem to make any difference. Creative Assembly, a successful studio for years and years, since the 1980s.
That's
Total War, during the lean years of Sega, after Sega acquired them, and Sega fucking had nothing, just fucking trash from Sega. Creative Assembly carried that publisher on its back with awesome PC games. They want that studio and a couple others making good PC games is what kept Sega going. And
they have one. They have one coming out like this month. They have Total War Pharaoh coming out. It's probably going to do well.
I bet it's going to be awesome because Egypt is a great setting.
Well, it better be because it's in my fantasy critic. So, but man, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many hits you have. You have your one misstep or whatever.
Yeah, or you exist in an environment where the missteps are scarier than they were a little bit ago. And this, this one didn't even really get a chance to be a misstep. Obviously, it is. You look at it, I feel it is. I get why they say it is. But it didn't really get a chance to prove itself one way or the other. And that's different. That's a different environment than we were in a couple years ago. This game definitely would have came out a couple years ago. It might even had a chance to improve over time. Though they're not doing that with these games anymore. So yeah, obviously live service is kind of having a bit of a reckoning. And I think that's going to scare a lot of publishers and be like, man, what do we do? Because what this it all goes back to that Phil Spencer email about what's wrong with big publishers and the hit rate. This is a hit-driven business, and no company really has a better batting average than any other. Really, there's a couple that spend the money and time to get there.
There's a couple from software, there's a couple Capcoms right now, but not a ton.
Exactly, and for most of the other publishers, their hit rates are just about as good as any random developer. So, live service mitigated that a little bit. It was the lottery ticket, as someone in chat was saying. So. We'll see kind of how what the next big thing they chase after is, but yeah.
Bring back loot boxes. Let's fucking go.
Why the hell not at this point? Sony was hacked. People claim Sony was hacked. Sony says they're investigating. I don't know. Last time this happened, Sony's PSN went off for a very long time. They don't seem as concerned this time around. So I wonder if they're like, no, the only things they could have had access to, the only data they could have got is maybe some email addresses. I doubt it's credit card information, but I guess we'll find out here pretty soon.
Oh, what if the hacker found some gym rat secrets and was like, if you don't resign, I'm going to release these.
I 100% have been running that scenario in my head where it's like, oh, that's definitely what happened here. It was like Sean Layden hacked PlayStation and made him look bad. That's what happened.
Bring him back.
Got his revenge.
Bring him home.
Okay, any of the past PlayStation bosses or anyone like
Jackie
else of the
T.
company. What's that? Oh, Jackie T.
Jackie T.
Yeah, Jack
Fuck
Tretton.
yeah, brother. He was just running around with the fucking gold Rolex and just talking to people and being like, "Yeah, dog, fucking
Jack Tretton.
PlayStation,
Jack
let's go."
Tretton's great. So that's his
my,
answer. What's your answer, Mike?
I want Kaz back. I want my Ridge Racer.
Of all of them, Cass Rice seems like the least likely to possibly come back. That wasn't the question.
PlayStation 3 guy, everybody, come on.
I would love Cass Rice back. God, that was a golden era of great memes. I love Cass Rice.
Yeah, we have to watch because they they did the HD version of that. We got to watch that whole press conference
absolutely.
sometime.
We gotta make time for that. And then I think for me, I would like to see Andrew House back. I really liked Andrew House. Just I love seeing this little British man speaking perfect Japanese. It's always fun to see that. All right, F-099 is getting 5 new tracks. Probably it's going to maybe happen during this show. I guess we'll see if it happens in 15 minutes.
It came out right before, actually.
Oh, it did?
I think they're out. Yeah.
That's what I wrote here. F-099 tracks probably during the show is literally the headline I wrote here. So that's going to have Red Canyon 1, Mute City 2, Port Town 1, Whiteland 2.
Whiteland?
Whiteland 2, right? Is that not right?
No, it's just Jeff. That's a funny
Oh,
name.
oh, sure. I'm sorry. I misread that. Whiteland 2, it's actually Ohio 2. And then,
Finally. Okay.
Deathwind 2 as well. So there you go.
I don't know about Deathwind 1. Hey, Jeff, this game rules. That's
It's
exciting.
really fun. I had a great time doing F-Zero to Hero. There were some great races. We got in the same match every time.
If you guys didn't see it on Giant Bomb, Jeff and I competed in a kind of a little gauntlet on F-099. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no spoilers, but it goes down to the wire. So definitely watch that.
Game.
Yes, absolutely. So I had a really good time with that. And guess what? More tracks? Sounds good to me. These are the Queen League tracks. We've been mostly been playing the Night League tracks up to this point. These will be the Queen League tracks. That does imply King League tracks will be coming eventually, and they definitely will. They definitely will. I don't know if more tracks is what I needed, but I'm not complaining. It's definitely not a problem for it.
Yeah, I mean it's a little fun right now to still be optimizing these other tracks, but even I don't play it all the time. Even I feel pretty good on a lot of them in some ways. I mean, there's some people who can get first place. Almost, they can flip a coin. So some people really have them optimized compared to us, but still, I'll take new stuff. Sure.
Mike, that does it for the news.
Spectral's funny. More tracks for people to vote against because they want Mutant City. They're not wrong.
Oh, man, who's going to win Mute City 1 and Mute City 2? It's anybody's game. All right, that does it for the news. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, you can send in the super chat. Speaking of which, we'll get to that right after this break.
We are in an ad break.
I'm going to grab something real quick and then we'll get started up again.
This is an ad break. Yeah, I love Jackie T. Let's fucking go. Bring him back. He didn't even know what the fuck he was doing over there.
You know who they got bring, Christian?
Whom?
What is this, Jeff?
The man himself.
What is this, Jeff?
Bring him back. Switch
it's
sides.
time. Switch sides. What is this, Jeff?
Hey, the Reginator, he knows what's up.
Fuck yeah. Oh,
Man pizza,
Yeah. Do you know Wonderworld?
Freebird!
You know Freebird? Lay down your weary head.
Lay down your weary head. I'm more of a simple man kind of guy, to be honest.
Simple.
I know.
Be simple.
It's a good song.
Kind of man.
How about Journey? She said,
I love Journey. I saw Journey last year. They're great.
That's
Journey's
right,
fantastic.
Yeah. Did I tell you to know Journey because of Journey, the video game?
No, I know Journey because they're a very popular band that gets a ton of radio play.
I mean me.
Oh, you do. I'm sorry. I thought you were insulting me. I take everything personally, you see.
I was insulting myself.
Yeah.
Base mark for himself, Mike Minaj.
Well, I wasn't insulting myself. What am I saying? That's just a fact. I don't know that's an insult.
Oh, there's
something happened to my window.
Yeah. I'm fixing some stuff. I think I'm gonna get some.
Because
you're gonna get some?
I'm gonna get some.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it.
Get some
set
sucker.
up. Get some sucker. Okay, yeah, that too. All right. Actually, Sean, do you want to? Because we should probably do that right after the super chats. The game, right?
Yeah, we have a bunch of super chats. We'll probably take another break after that. Then we'll get to the games.
That sounds good. All right, let's do
cool.
this. All right.
Okay.
Bring us back in. And we're back. Mike, we have a bunch of super chats. Why don't you read those for me?
Well, the first one here is from our friend, Punished Big Jimbo Ryan. Says, now this isn't because I couldn't stop Xbox from getting APK or me getting Sony hacks while looking for free V-Bucks online. I reflect on my actions. He then came back and said, being punished because I couldn't let go of Knack 3. Nor should you have, Jim.
No,
Nor
you did the right thing. History is on your side, Jim Ryan. Big punished Jimbo Ryan. Thank you, as always, Jimbo Ryan, for listening to the show. We love you, and we're going to miss you.
It's incredible that there was a Knack 2.
When you think about it.
You live here. We could play that finally now. Because remember we tried that one time and we're shocked.
100% should do that. We should,
yeah.
We were talking about like the Extra Life stuff. Let's consider that. Let's maybe do something like around that.
Ricky T says, hi, Jeff and Mike. I just started a new job after moving to a new state. I wanted to share some love and appreciation your way. Long-time listener. Look forward to the shows every week. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ricky. Hope everything's going well with all the new stuff going on for your life. That's very exciting. Thank you so much. Sleepy Dad says, The Last Spell is one of the best games this year. More people should check it out. Jen would love it. Great tiles.
I don't have any
Magic
time.
Nukes on Switch and PC. Yeah, it's just... I'm just like even thinking about the games I want to catch up on, Jeff, like Baldur's Gate 3, and then I'm thinking about all the shit that's coming out next month that I already have codes for. It's insane.
Yep.
It's messed up.
It's like 3 codes this week that I have. There's probably more out there. And it's like, thank God I'm starting to finish some games. Like, that's nice. That's like helping a little bit. Yeah.
God, I hated Cyberpunk, which I'll talk about later. Thank God that game is actually boring as hell.
I was like getting kind of like ready for bed last night, everybody, and I'm just like, it's Wednesday night. I don't have any responsibilities, so I can kind of take it a little bit easy. And then in our group DM on Discord, I just see Cyberpunk is boring as shit or whatever you said.
God. I streamed it for
I cracked up.
I streamed it for 3 hours and like almost lost my mind towards the end. And Ted Derek says, I bet Jim Ryan is leaving PlayStation to switch over to AEW. Hopefully we'll see him in the ring here soon. Yeah, he'll show up with Edge for Wrestle Dream.
Has anyone done that meme? Jim Ryan is all elite.
That'd be funny. Well, it'd be different names. Like what's his real name? Jim Ryan, we know it's his ring name, but what's his real name? Greg says, I know that Jeff is sad that Jim Ryan, the man who literally birthed Jeff from his loins, is retiring, but at least the Lions are murdering the Packers.
They're fucking just stunting.
What's the score now?
It's 27-3.
We don't need to keep bringing up the score. It's fine. we don't need to worry about that.
Ariel Delgado says, I love finding new and independent journalists whenever they premiere their first live podcast. Smiley face. Do you think Remedy is in danger of any kind at Epic? Oh my God. Epic owns Remedy?
I don't think they own Remedy, but Remedy is in a publishing deal with them, and I don't think that they're in any real trouble. Right. I think that, like, listen, I think
Remedy is about to be doing pretty well because it seems like everyone's real high on Alan Wake 2, more than I think any of us would have thought in January this year.
Right, and as messed up as things are at Epic in terms of wasting a ton of like endless money, to have endless money and then suddenly not have endless money, like how does that happen? Well, we talked about it. Epic is not Embracer Group, where even if they have successful games, they're in trouble. It's like, no, the successful games will make an impact.
Jeremy G says, brand new Lions.
Yes, it's very different. I was not ever going to expect this. I'm very happy over here.
Happy for you.
Thank you.
And then Punished Big Jimbo Ryan's back, who says, it's okay if you're sad. Just know that there's a part of me in all of you. The part that believes in having superficial fights over boxes that can play games. Thank you, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you, Jim Ryan. I survived the console wars, and you did too. And that makes us brothers.
JD Kemp says, will you be watching the Toy Story football game? I just learned about this.
I did too. I think during this football game, I glanced up and they had like Thursday Night Football in the Toy Story font. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I guess I don't know what that means, Mike.
I think they're using AR to make it look like all the toys are watching. It's going to be on like, I don't know what Mike, it's going to be on. Is it Disney Channel? What?
Can I, that sounds fucking awesome.
Well, here's my question, Jeff. We've seen some horrific injuries already this season. What if one happens in the fucking Toy Story game?
You know, Nickelodeon already shows football.
And that baffles me.
Yes,
that
they
blows
put
my
the
mind.
slime over it and stuff. It's like,
Well, I mean, we know why.
CTE great kids.
I mean, it's incredible because we know why it is. Just because like young people weren't getting into football
Yeah,
as much.
100%.
Like, fuck it, we'll put it on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, we're gonna
get
force
Toy
this shit down their
Story
throats.
involved.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just mad because if this was like 10 years earlier, we may have gotten the Shrek game, which would have been
That
so
would
much
have
better.
been. I wish I could have watched it and told my children and grandchildren about it.
Bob is me says, as a somewhat frustrated Vikings fan, let's go Lions.
That's right.
Question. Okay, Jeff, this is a question for you. You got to pay attention.
Yeah, I'm
here.
listening.
I'm trying to finish up my PC build. AMD 7900 XTX versus 4080 for 1440 gaming, 2040
No, 240 hertz.
hertz. I was like, what does 18 mean? OLED. Leaning NVIDIA due to ray tracing DLSS.
Yeah, listen. AMD's GPUs are great. They are great, and they're very price competitive, and they have many very good features. But
DLSS is magic.
DLSS is magic, and
It's just fucking
and
magic.
we are-
Especially with frame gen. If you're trying to go for high frame rates, that's something you can only get on the 4000 series.
yes, and if you're getting a 4000 series, you're going to get DLSS 3.5, and sure, that's one game right now. But the way that it's looking in that game, I expect it to be in a lot more games. And we are now past the point where you can just do an apples to apples comparison, where it's like, hey, does great with rasterized graphics. This does great with rasterized graphics. It's been over for a while, but now it's super duper kind of like you can't make decisions based on that anymore. You can't look at bar graphs and be like, this is better than that. It's going to come down to subjective. How do these games look when you're using all the software features? I listen, if you are cost conscious, go with AMD. If you have the ability to go with NVIDIA, I recommend going with NVIDIA.
The gap isn't even that far
Yeah.
anymore either, though. Like, I haven't checked the price on these two recently, but if they're close in price, yeah, definitely go NVIDIA.
Yeah, and AMD is gonna get FSR 3 like next year, early next year, and that shit looks kind of promising.
Yes, it does.
More
It looks
FSR
very
2.
promising. It's going to use to temporal information as well. I can't remember what they use, but it's going to be very
have
close to
the
DLSS
frame
3.
generation.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
but they're still going to be behind on a lot of stuff. So
Yeah,
go
well,
with
Let's
NVIDIA.
move on before we
Kinda
lose
thing.
Mike.
Yeah, all right.
permanently.
That's over
Yeah,
that. All right,
the answer is NVIDIA. It is.
Connor Wood says, so did you try XF Extreme Formula demo? You did download this, Jeff, right?
I did try the demo. I think it's actually pretty good. Like Mike's right, I'm pretty harsh on these ones. It is not quite F-Zero GX, but it's surprisingly close, especially for a game that doesn't seem like it's quite done yet. So
yeah,
I think it feels good to play.
I told you I get to play, but it's so hard with these because even if you capture that gameplay perfectly, you're really only halfway there because so much of the fun of it is the F-Zero stuff, which you just can't really do. It is like that, I don't know, that intangible F-Zero-ness, or some of it is tangible. It's literally the setting and the characters and the music.
One of my favorite things is when people are like, if this wasn't a Mario game, it wouldn't get such high review scores. It's like, maybe. It helps that it's a Mario game. Mario's
Right.
cool. It's fun
Yeah.
that it's a Mario game. It is a Mario game. What are we supposed to do with this information that you made up in your head? It's nothing.
Pixels and Thought says, think you can fill that mall office when cutting headcount.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll open up a hot topic in there too. Then.
Jeez, he seems like a Spencer's Gifts kind of guy, actually.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. He goes in the back and laughs that they have dildos still.
Yeah.
Rogers OG says live service isn't a cure-all so much as a lottery ticket.
Yep.
Are you likely to win? No. But if you do, you never have to work another day in your life. Man, there's a lot of old people I know, Jeff, who still love getting those lottery tickets, and I've just never bought. I scratch off, like, I'll get for gifts.
Yeah.
I've never bought the lottery thing. It's like, no, I'm not going to win
I
that. I'm not gonna
think
waste
Steph had
money.
me go out and get the Powerball when it was like one of the first times it was up to $1 billion or whatever, and that was years and years ago. And I gave it to her and I never checked. I'm kind of with. Listen, I like the idea of winning a lottery. I don't like it so much.
Sure.
I'm like, go fucking to the gas station and buy a ticket.
No, like my mom even used to be like sometimes like when my mom was going through a rough patch, she'd be like, "Oh, if only I could win the lottery." I could be like, "No, I can't think like that. I don't know." Like
Yeah, you're right.
stuff weirds me. It's like I don't think that's healthy.
Yep.
Dr. Butthugger says, as Jason Schreier said in his last book, the execs who went all in on mobile gaming in 2012 to 2015 and bankrupted numerous studios are still employed. Yeah, that's right. Remember that?
Yep.
Remember when everybody had their own? Because everybody's going to make their own Candy Crush.
Right. And
That's what everyone's fucking playing still, Jeff.
Yeah, let's take a look at the charts. What's still number? Oh, Candy Crush from 2012. Fuck.
Yeah, guess what came out yesterday? Fucking Counter-Strike 2.
Yeah. The idea that you could spot success and mimic it. I guess it works if you're epic one time with Fortnite. All the other times it doesn't work.
Pixels and Thoughts is back saying, fantasy booking, who would be in the Sony sea-level hot tub Sucka?
Who would be in the Sony sea-level hot tub Sucka? Well, listen, I think Shuhei Yoshida is throwing the party. I think Herman Holst is in there. I don't know. And everyone else is kind of like lucky to be there. It's those two guys.
I agree. What about Mark Cerny? Mark Cerny get to be there?
Mark Cerny is invited, but he knows they don't really want him there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. I mean, so mean to Mark Cerny.
Yeah, right.
Why?
I don't know.
Father of
Because
that.
he's weird about
What
the
the
ear
fuck?
things. They think the ear thing's weird.
Isn't he weird to people who tell him that he likes that they like Marble Madness? Maybe he had it coming.
He's been weird to people who are like, I like Marble Madness.
He's right though.
Like, dude, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you made Marble, like, you know.
I'm sorry we don't like Knack as much.
You're not Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
People, you know, where they have a million other things to choose from. RT Bick says, I appreciate so much when you all call out these awful layoffs in the system that incentivizes it in no certain terms. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Bick. Wouldn't it be weird if we were like, this is good? Man.
They're becoming more agile nowadays.
Yeah.
I'll say, like, Mike, I do listen to some other like YouTube podcasts. There's like different genre of gaming podcasts. Obviously, there's like the old guard that like were just RSS feeds. A lot of them are on YouTube these days. And what they talk about is just let's argue about the console wars constantly.
Man.
And that's all they are.
Man,
Literally,
we sound way better than that.
every week they complain, and they argue about Game Pass. Every single week they argue about Game Pass. It's every episode. And so that is what you get from a lot of other shows. And it's like, I mean, yeah, you know, sometimes we're not going to be as like, hey, welcome to the place where we're going to always be arguing about everything. Me and Mike agree on a lot, but like, we're going to call these shitheads out because we can spot it because we've been doing it for long enough.
I can't believe that's the state of sacred symbols these days. I don't know. That sounds like that. It was a good guess.
This one is not them. I'll say that.
Okay, I'm going to ask you later. I gotta remember.
Totally, absolutely.
Next one is Crouching Boomer Hated Zoomer says, a man can dream that we will someday get Satellaview F-Zero tracks in F-Zero 99. Oh, that would rule.
Mike,
that's a good idea.
I was going pee earlier today, and I was just having random thoughts, and I'm like, I don't think I ever got over the 64DD never coming out here. Like, obviously, Satellaview wasn't going to come here, and the Nintendo
I didn't know about that.
Nintendo disk drive wasn't going to come here, but the 64DD, I was so tapped in on this, and like magazines were promising it to me, and then it never coming out here. I was just like, I was looking for it was going to fix all the N64's problems. And,
You know, I wasn't much of an N64 guy, so I didn't care that much. But I never got over the fact that I couldn't, that like my cable providers never got Sega channels. I just was never able to get Sega channel. For a long time, I just wasn't able to play Mega Man, Wily Wars, and like stuff like that.
That's right, Jesus,
but, yeah. But other things have fixed that, so I'm okay now. Dominic Malta, talking about your AMD versus NVIDIA thing, says it's 100% based on the games you want to play. Hey, by the way, what happened? Did NVIDIA's offices get raided or not? I heard that going around.
I don't know. I got like I heard that someone mentioned that, and then I got too busy to like look into it. I guess I'll you know what? Find out on Game S Mornings tomorrow morning.
There you go. With you and Tam, you got Tam tomorrow?
Yeah, Tam should be on there.
Tam's the man.
Pretty
My best friend Tam.
Yeah, that's your best friend. He seems to be. He seems to agree with you when you say that too.
Grow up.
Oh.
You loved my reaction.
It was like it was the dream because like again you like earlier you're like that would suck if you said that to me. And I'm like, well, let's just wait. let's see. Let's wait until you say anything, and then it was the opportunity, and then your actual.
What was it? Was it Goomba? No, it wasn't even Goomba.
No,
Dumper.
it was you talking about how this was a strategy that you would use at Disney, where you'd go do something while.
Me.
Yeah, no, totally. But it's like you could tell the Tam just every time he overhears you, it's a different Disney thing. So it was just the perfect moment.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
Clint Gilmore says the NHL had their version of the Toy Story Fun Day football last year, the Big City Greens Classic.
That's right.
It's pretty neat. My kid enjoyed it. Man, I had no idea.
I was watching the Red Wings preseason game earlier tonight, and the commercial came up for NHL in Roblox. Go play the Roblox NHL game. which I have seen before at Jeff Backelar's house, where Dib was playing that, and then he made fun of us to his friends.
I have to say, there was that Hamilton Roblox thing, and I think that killed both Roblox and Hamilton in my mind. For me. I was like, I don't think I could take any of these seriously anymore. Mike O'Leary says Tim Sweeney is definitely Spencer's guy. He famously did a presentation with nothing in his house but a plasma ball. Definitely a Spencer's guy, right?
Definitely. That you just described as Spencer's guy down to a T.
It's a weird store. Spencer's. Yeah. Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah.
Go there for Halloween.
You go there for black light posters.
Yeah, you get for gag sex gifts, like bachelorette parties to get the penis gummies.
Father's Day gifts of like stuff about how your dad farts a lot.
Yeah. Cheap shot glasses.
Lava lamps.
Yeah. Oddly, a lot of like themed backpacks.
Yeah. I haven't been in a Spencer's in a long time, but it left an impression on me. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss. Is there like one mall store you think about the most that you miss?
Were
you a KB Toys guy?
I definitely like KB Toys. Yeah, I think about KB. I was thinking about KB Toys the other day. Obviously, and do you know why I was thinking about KB Toys? I bet if you thought about it for a second, you would probably know why. So it has to do with your shirt.
Sega. Did Sega have something special to do with KB Toys?
Yeah, in a way, when they launched the Saturn early, they only provided it at Toys R Us and I think Best Buy or one other company, and then they didn't have anything for KB Toys, and KB Toys was like, what the fuck? So when the Saturn was ready to go KB Toys, they're like, fuck you. We don't want that trash. Get it out of here.
Yeah, but guess who happened to be in a Toys R Us that day with their doctor father and got to get a Sega Saturn?
Wait, really? You got the early Sega Saturn?
What's that?
I didn't know this. You got the early Sega Saturn?
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
I love that thing. I mean, it's my Sega. It's over there. I have that Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn fucking rules.
That's fantastic.
Holy shit! I loved the Saturn. I was a Sega fanboy then. I was very mad about the PlayStation.
Watching a lot of Sega Saturn stuff, and I'm like, I think I like the way a lot of these 3D games look on the Sega Saturn. Yeah, I know that it was hard to develop for, but of course,
Panzer Dragoon 1 is gorgeous.
Yes.
That is
even a lot of the ports were. I mean, God, but then when they started putting out Burning Rangers and stuff, there was a great stretch there for the Saturn.
There's something obscene about playing Battle Arena Toshinden on a Sega Saturn.
Sure, yes, that feels unnatural. I agree with that 100%.
All right, that's it for the Super Chats for now. Thank you so much, everybody. It was a bunch of them. We really appreciate it. Jeff, why don't we take a little breaky break? We got some games to play today.
Sounds good. We'll be right back after this, everybody.
Go to the restroom.
Sounds good. I'll get us set up.
This is a break. We are on a break.
I hope I didn't just show my ass to everybody. I think they missed that.
You probably did.
It's a good content, bro.
Okay, there's
okay. A little ass is fine on YouTube.
All right.
What the fuck up,
this is
samurai?
fantastic. Thanks, Sean. Okay, I could probably.
Mike hating on
Cyberpunk
wasn't on my bingo card.
No, definitely not.
I thought he was going to love it.
You know, likes Dragon Quest. So I'm a little surprised that he was talking about like the
in recent years, he has been more like, "Oh, get on with it," but like. That he's at a pretty extreme level with that stuff these days, which I'm all for, because I agree.
He's on his rebel era.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what they call a heel turn phase, where it might just he wants to piss everyone off nowadays. Yeah.
That's the only way he could feel anything anymore.
Yeah.
Bob, I'm very excited to show them this one.
Oh, Jesus. I'm like very pale. I look like I'm getting sick, but I feel great.
Yeah, you're white, bro.
I might be white.
You're white. And winter's
coming. When are you gonna tell me?
It's crazy.
You look like a goddamn ghost.
Okay, there's that. Let's move this. And
it's pretty good. It's a pretty good time to look like a ghost in October.
Yeah, see, I'm in my ghost era. I'm thriving.
Slaying.
I'm slaying.
Spooking.
I'm sliving.
Yeah.
Sliving, brother.
Sliving and punching down.
Hell yeah.
I will never punch down. I'm a woman of the people.
Also, my neighborhood has had like 500 motorcycles today, so sorry if that's bleeding through it all.
I haven't heard any of it, but man, what's up with motorcycle people? Are they okay? Why do they feel the need to do that?
Be okay. They're in the mid-age.
They're always blasting their music too. They're like,
yeah, that's the weirdest one.
old rock or country.
Yeah.
It's like not even classic rock, just old rock.
It's like,
because they're ancient.
It's like the song's about a pickup truck and you're on a motorcycle. This doesn't make any sense. I'm against it.
That up.
Do I have power over
weird.
this one?
Okay.
Let me see. Static image set.
Burrito, we can't bring Sonic back up. That was too much as it was.
Hey, we're doing 2004, right?
Yeah.
Was there a community prompt for that?
There was. Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
Okay.
For Game of the Year?
Cool. I'm gonna.
I got it. I got it.
Cool.
Why's my camera autofocusing? I turned that off. Stop that.
Probably because you like unplugged it and then plugged it back in.
I did do that at one point.
Yeah. Also, the cable might be loose. It was flickering very intermittently.
I did fall over earlier, so it's
that
a little bit more.
It's gonna leave it there right there.
that Chris guy on voicemail dump truck today. Man, what a guy.
Seems like a menace.
Yeah, listen, if
Chris?
he's bothering Dan and not bothering me, I'm
I was like,
fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Bothering a nice, hardworking person like Dan. I don't know how I feel about
Oh yeah, that guy is.
I am kind of obsessed with that.
You
It
can
was
just walk
so
into
good.
somebody's house like that and do that. That's messed up.
Backlar was so
Yeah, man.
unimpressed, it killed me.
Yes, that was also very good. Bacalar's response was fantastic.
Oh, just no selling it like a pro, yeah.
Yeah.
Backlar had the complete opposite reaction to me, which was to scream and yell.
Yeah, like,
Don't worry, Mike. That is the entire point of the TikTok I'm making. Is the
Oh
contrast
god, I
there.
cannot wait. Cannot wait.
A Backlar reaction that I did love was him hearing his own voice when he played that clip today.
that was
Yeah.
good. Yes.
His face lap. He's like, "What? Why am I talking?"
Yeah, because it's like he was clearly not expecting it. And he's like, "Wait, what's this?" Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, everybody, we're gonna get back into this. Let me just make sure that everything looks appropriate. That looks
You have
right.
a friend below your name on the stream. You have a little friend.
It's a
There he
Donkey
is.
King.
There he is.
Thank you, King.
Look at him.
Thumbs
He's
up.
such a.
All
Oh,
right,
that's just a village. What are you talking about?
those are just buildings. Okay, let's get into it.
Do you know that's AI?
Yes, I know.
Think you're funny? Fucking think you're funny? All right. We're back. Did the super chats. That means it's time to do a game. I believe it is time for the game show within a podcast. I don't know how to do it. That's why I hand this over to Sean.
That's right. Closest to the messy pin, everyone's favorite game show within a podcast. Volume 17 we got going on here. Presented by me, Turbo Sean. Powered by Metacritic. Executively produced by Benji Bop. We just did one of these last week, so you know the rules. But if you need a short version, boys are going to be guessing a Metacritic score. 5 of them, to be exact. Each point off they are, we're going to tally it up. At the end of it, golf rules the lowest score wins.
And you know what? If you want the
Jeffrey,
detailed
yes?
rules, they're going to be in the description of the podcast. Hey, just
Wow.
put that in the podcast.
Done.
Watch the video version on YouTube, everybody. Anyways, Jeff spanked Mike last week, so Mike,
right.
you get to pick first.
It's actually close-ish at the end.
Yeah,
yes,
sure. No, you
fantastic.
can't do math. Game number 1 is Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius for the GameCube,
Oh.
December 17th, 2002. 4 critic reviews to work
Which
with.
is the minimum number you need to get a Metacritic score.
Man, I watched Antude. I think it was Antude, or was it the other one I watched? Somebody did a bunch of videos about all the Jimmy Neutron games. No, it wasn't Antude. It was a guy Nitro Rad. Nitro Rad did a video about all
Hey,
that.
Mike,
There
no
you
one
go.
gives a shit.
Hey, Jeff.
Damn.
Everybody loves me fumbling over trying to remember names of people they don't know. It's like they're playing Cyberpunk.
This is my new favorite bit of yours, Mike. Please never stop doing this.
Jeff for years had that be like the one person who's like, I don't think Cyberpunk's that good, even aside from the technical issues. He's so happy that I agree with him.
Oh my god, it's a brother in arms.
I have no idea. A 63.
Okay.
Let's see, for the GameCube. Yeah, man, I think I have to go lower. I'm scared. It's 4 critic reviews. I'm gonna go with the 60.
I think both of you might be high. I haven't seen the score, but I feel like that might be
Sure,
high for
I
Jimmy
agree.
Neutron
It
Boy
seems
Genius
likely.
on you. Which, by the way, has a score of 42.
Wow.
Jeez, that's almost Blight Club worthy.
Hmm.
Okay,
keep
well,
that in
Jeff
mind.
won that. Shit.
What have been the Metacritic scores of the Blight Club games? Most of them been like in the 30s.
Most, some 30s
Jeff-
or 20s, I think,
Okay.
for most of them.
Mortal Kombat Special Forces. I didn't see a Metacritic score, but I did the math on my own from the Wikipedia page. It would have a Metacritic score of roughly 18.
Oh,
Cool.
that is very good.
Cool. In the
Very cool.
teens. Neat.
Game number 2. Earthworm Jim HD on the Xbox 360, released June 9th, 2010. 24 quick reviews. More to work with here, Jeff.
Oh, I get what he's doing. Very good, Bob. Very
They're all
good.
gems.
Okay, let's Earthworm Jim HD. Jesus Christ.
D. Why is that so many reviews?
Yeah.
It's like
I'm,
XBLA or whatever. Yeah, people were playing it.
I'm gonna say an 80, I guess. Wait, no, I'm just gonna go with I'm gonna say 79. Excuse me, 79.
Okay. Mike?
I feel like Earthworm Jim stock lowered a lot. Even like people looking back at the game.
That's
I'll go
what
more
I
like
would
a
hope
70.
so.
I would hope so. I'm gonna say 70.
Oh, I hated Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, I liked Earthworm Jim at the time quite a bit.
Sorry, what was that, Mike?
70.
70. Okay.
Sean Layden just liked my knack tweet. Shout out to
yeah.
Sean Layden.
Let's fucking go.
That's a good guy.
Okay, Earthworm Jim HD sitting at a 73. You were close, Mike.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can accept a 73 for Earthworm Jim.
We tied. Shit, we're tied.
Tied it
Oh,
up,
really?
24
Wow.
points
All right,
apiece.
let's go.
Going into game number 3. The Jim and Frank Mysteries, The Blood River
What the
Files
fuck?
for iOS, July 9th, 2010. 6, count them, 6 critic reviews.
I had to go first.
Mm-hmm. Eat shit.
The sex number.
Damn, what the? I was gonna say
11?
69.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what the sex number is?
Get a load of this guy. He doesn't know about the sex number.
10? Listen, it's 100 in my house. Jeff, what you got there?
I don't know what that means. That's it's 100 in my house. You know what? Because I've made this rule 69. Come on, Thelma. Hold
69
my
would be
Louise hand. Let's
so
fucking go
bad.
down together.
I'm gonna be so bad with 69. What's gonna stay tied? That.
The Jim and Frank Mysteries, The Blood River Files, the classic, has a 71. You're close.
Pretty close.
Mike, go write a review.
Oh boy,
Hilariously close.
that's very good.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Game number 4. Jimmy Johnson's Anything with an Engine. I first saw this game at Games Done Quick this year. Oh my god.
This isn't fair. Jeff's worked at Jimmy John's.
PlayStation 3 version here, November 1st, 2011. Only 5 critic reviews. I'm a little surprised that more people didn't do like joke reviews or something of this just from the title alone.
Yeah. I have to go with the 69 again. I'm sorry. I have to.
What? Anything with an anything with an edge, it could be
Anything.
69.
Yeah.
I think I'll go to more like a 55.
Okay, a little more pessimistic. All right, Jimmy Johnson's Anything with an Engine, a game where you kart race with just the wildest shit, is sitting at 67.
Hilariously close.
Fuck.
Which means that Mike shot himself in the foot a little bit there.
So wait,
but
Sean, when you saw that, what did it look like?
I don't even know what this is.
it looks like if I say like XBLA kart racer, like
Okay.
pretty much
No, I
what
know
you
exactly
would
what
picture in
you-
your
I know
head.
exactly
But
what
yeah,
you
the
mean.
vehicles are like tractors and shit, you know?
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. Anyways, game number 5, the last one of the evening. Mike is at 38. Jeff is at 28, 10-point difference. Game number 5 is Jim Henson's Muppets Party Cruise. Here you go, Mike, your specialty.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, November 13th, 2003. 11 critic
I
reviews.
didn't
This
want
sounds
this
like
game.
PS1 game to me, but all right.
There is a
no, it's
PS1 Muppets game that's actually really good.
Yeah.
I think it's might even be on GameCube. Yeah, no idea. I'm sure it's not reviewed. I'm gonna say 71.
I was waiting for the 69. All right.
I will go with a 75.
know if that's
Okay, staying in the ballpark of Mike,
exactly
though.
right. Even then might not win. I don't know.
Math is hard. Jim Henson's Muppets Party
Did you say
Cruise.
75 or 65? What'd you say,
I
Jeff?
said 75.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's make sure.
He's going a little high there. Sitting at 61. Appropriate sound clip. Thank you, Christian.
It's not
Which
enough.
means Mike gets 10. Jeff gets 1, 2, 3, 14. Jeff wins 42
There he
to
is.
Mike's 48. We'll miss you, Jimbo.
Thank you so much, Jimmy, for everything you've done.
All your
Eat shit, Mike.
contributions.
Yeah, fair.
All right. There was another thing, right, Sean?
There is. Let's take another quick break while we get set up for that.
Sounds good. Be right back, everybody. We'll be real quick.
Maybe set up the scene now for a game of the year too, so we don't have to take another
Yep.
break. It's already been a few.
Sounds good. All right.
Sounds
Let's see.
Put more breaks, brother.
Is it-
5 breaks per podcast. Let's fucking go.
You'll have to crop this one a little bit, Jeff.
Okay. No problem. Just give me a second.
Everything on this shit is gross.
I
Oh my
appreciate the
God.
contrast.
I can't keep looking at it.
Look at it.
Bob keeps
Yeah.
things very clean. Wolf likes to just go all in.
Accept it for what it is. This is what you have to deal with. Okay.
Man, I wish I had power over this overlay. I don't know what this overlay is. It's like I looked it up on
Alright.
all the channels on moderate.
I don't know if this overlay. I think this overlay is on top of the browser overlay, so nothing you would put unless you put it like over my face,
Oh.
maybe, and that might show up. I don't know.
Oh.
I'll have to get the sheets thing set up a little bit separately, but it's mostly ready to go.
I think it's good. Wolf.
Yeah, it's a mess. That
Okay.
plays a mess. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
what
everything's
to
good,
do.
Wolf. We just had to change the scene a little bit to get to fit just right.
All right,
It's all good.
we're ready to bring it back, and I'm going to do that right now. All right, like we said, we're back, and I think we're at the end of the quarter, right?
That's
somehow.
right.
Somehow.
Yeah, so we had the Game Mess Metacritic predictions, Q3 results, and Q4 predictions. We're going to go quickly and just run them all into one here. This was provided to us by our buddy, the Uncharted Wolf. Executive produced, not by Benji Bop this time, by me. I looked this one over before we got into it. So, start off here. We have a list of the rules. If you don't know, basically, the idea is just to get as close as possible. If you want the full rules, again, you can look at the video version for that. But anyways, a note to Metacritic here. You suck. Please don't change your shit because it's really screwing with our boys.
No comment. As someone who works, no comment.
Okay, anyways, let's get to the results of the quarter here. First off, we have game number 1, Exoprimal. Jeff predicted first, and then they will be alternating there. Jeff predicted 79. Mike predicted 80. Grubb wins because it got a 67, unfortunately. Grubb gets the point there. Also, by the way, all the community results, just for the sake of time, I will be just doing the summary at the end. So if you want to see how the community did, if you played along, hey, make sure to check out the video version as well.
That was a bit optimistic on Exo Primal, but Capcom's been on a bit of a wave. I guess
good,
got caught up.
though.
Yeah, I think reviewers were unfair to that game. I'm trying to
think
figure out who
so.
paid them off to be mean to it. I'll figure it out eventually.
I would give it like high 70s at least.
I,
But,
I would be in the 70s with it.
yeah. Game number 2 was Pikmin 4. Mike predicted an 89. Jeff predicted an 87. It got an 87.
I felt like it was an 89 first. No. Oh, no.
Yeah, it must have gone down a little bit. So Jeff gets the bonus point there.
Shit.
I'm actually
Playing
pretty
hell.
disappointed that it went down 2 Metacritic points. That game deserves an 89.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, actually, but shit.
Man, that game's so good.
Is
It's
everything
great.
Cool.
Hang on real quick. Let me fix the
the
stream.
yeah.
It kind of got messed up there. I think we are back in business. Yep, we're good.
Okay, cool. Perfect. All right.
What happened there?
Game number 3 was Disney Illusion Island. Jeff predicted a 76. And Mike, who hosts a Disney podcast, predicted an 82,
Oh,
naturally.
Weird.
that's why I'm biased. Okay, this is going
Yeah.
poorly for me so far.
But guess what? It got 73. So Jeff wins there, getting the point once again.
Optimistic.
Man, I'm winning now.
Damn
That
it.
means I can never lose.
Surely this can't go poorly.
God
for you.
damn it! This is going
Game number
awful.
4 was Baldur's Gate 3. Mike went with an 86. Grubb went high with the 90.
I probably
and he
gave him
got
shit, too.
96.
I gave you shit when you said 90.
If anyone
Probably.
could go back and listen, find out if he gave me shit for going
please,
that
I
high.
don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Man, why did I go a 90? That's interesting.
You were feeling pretty high. You're
Yeah,
like,
it
people
must
were
have
saying
been.
good things about the early access and everything. So yeah, I think
man.
that checks out.
Maybe that was me that I told you that my friends were having a really good time with that game.
Well, are you
No,
giving
yeah.
Jeff insider information?
Opinions.
Giving Jeff insider information.
Sorry,
Jesus.
Mike. You were there too, so.
Game number 5 was Immortals of Avium. You're both close here. Jeff predicted 74. Mike predicted 71. It was slightly lower at 70. So
I'm on the
Mike gets
board.
the point there.
Shit.
You're on the board. Nicely done. Game number 6 was Armored Core 6, where Mike predicted a 91. Grubb predicted 87. It was an 86.
You know what? That game
Mike
off
gets the
deserves a
point.
91.
Yeah, I should be right. I should be right.
Should be right.
But
Game number 7 was Sea of Stars. Jeff predicted 81. Mike predicted 84. It was actually significantly higher than 88.
That's a
so
really good
Mike is
go.
out there.
Sea of Stars. Good job, Sea of Stars. Let's go.
Yeah, that might be a nice game to start up. It is.
It's so
It's looking
good.
very good. Yeah. Game number 8, Starfield, the game me and Mike just spent a while talking about.
Oh, boy. Hey, we were off on that one.
Up. This was
Mike
right after that
predicted-
presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Mike predicted 92. Jeff predicted 94. I thought you were both idiots. It did all right. It did all right at an 84, but that does mean that Mike taking the low route there does get the point there. Closing the gap a little bit. Mike at 3, Jeff at 6.
Okay, maybe it's not completely over for me.
Game number 9 was Lies of
Shit.
P, where
Oh,
Jeff
for God's
predicted
sake.
80.
For God's sake.
Mike predicted 82. It came in at an 80 on
Okay.
both the critic and user
I like my
scores, so
strategy
Jeff
of
gets
just
the bonus
predicting it
point.
exactly right. That seems to be working for me.
Actually insane that this game's only an 80. Christian, 1,000,000%
It seems
right.
like
if it
deserves higher.
had a From Software logo in front of it, it would have gotten an
It'd
extra
be- no,
8
it would be
points.
it would be in Game of the Year talk. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Game number 10, Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay.
Mike predicted an 89. Jeff predicted a 90. People were slightly cooler on it, due some stiffness and whatnot, so it came in at 84. Mike gets the point there.
That was also right after we played that at Summer Game Fest. and
Yeah, it was
just
a very
loved
good
it.
demo.
I had such a good time with it. Yeah.
Game number 11, Payday 3, where Jeff predicted 79. Mike predicted 75.
Yeah.
I don't know how there's reviews for this game because no one can play it. It's sitting at 70 on Metacritic.
Man, 79. I felt like I should. Ever since I'm like, that'll be low 70s. So I don't know why I would ever think 79.
The user score is a 1.9, but I think I sort of just
Yeah,
explained
fine.
why that is.
Yep.
Mike gets the point there. And that's all we have for the
No,
quarter.
that's it. No.
Jeff wins 8-5.
Stop laughing in time with your laughing in your gif.
Okay, once again, we have the community results.
Wow,
all
good
of
job,
them.
Snufkin. I mean, you're not
A
as
lot
good
of
as me, but
people. A lot of people played. So if you
Wow.
want to see where exactly you place, check out the video version. Because
Man, when do we to
Lot,
guess?
yeah.
What do we? Next week are we doing the next?
no,
Okay.
no, we're rolling. We're rolling.
Right now?
man. You just,
Shit.
you just
Oh,
chill. You just
no.
big chill, dude. Congrats to Snuvkin for the 8 and therefore winning it. Isn't that what you got as well, Jeff?
I got 11.
Yes.
Didn't I get 11?
No, I'm pretty sure you got an 8.
Oh,
No,
shit.
you got
You
an
were, weren't you adding together the two scores there?
Maybe. I don't know. I honestly, I
No,
don't
8
even know.
and 5. I don't know what you're. You know what? Whatever. We're
I've-
moving on.
I have
You
no idea where I
won.
got that
You
from.
Sit down. Sit down.
And then here's
This
the
is a
thing:
new
they only get
quarter.
points if they're the closest out of all of those people. So Snufkin was
That's right.
way
It's-
more impressive than me.
It's much more
It's
difficult. in the
much more
community.
difficult. Yes, absolutely.
That's right. We got some fun facts and figures that I would normally go through, but in the interest of time, I just want to play this one instead.
Yeah. I'm like debating. Do I want to like have faith in this game? Last time I felt,
I think people really want to like it too.
Oh,
I think
yes.
it's gonna help it. Starfield.
yeah, and I'm like I want to have faith in it. The last time I sort of like had this much hope in a game, it was Breath of the Wild.
And that's what Jeff thought about Starfield when he was making his predictions. Still feeling that way?
Well, faith. This is why faith is a terrible thing.
I mean,
I've
he
always said
won.
it.
The faith helped him.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, we got the Q4 predictions. We're going to roll through these quickly. It's going to be the same rules as before. And afterwards, I will post a thread where y'all can give Wolf your predictions in the secret channels of the Discord. So Let's plow through these. Reminder to everyone that Q1 winner was Mike, Q2 and Q3 are Jeff. So right now, Mike is going for the tie, which we haven't talked about this, but I think executive decision right here. If you guys tie, we'll figure out who was closest on all these.
Yeah, there should be
winner
so
for the year.
You and Wolf can figure out a tiebreaker.
Yeah. Otherwise, if Jeff takes the quarter, he just
Who won last year? The whole thing, was it Jeff?
I don't think we did it
we
through
didn't-
the
we
entire
didn't-
year,
we didn't
so I
do
don't
this,
think we.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
I think this is new enough. But
Yeah.
anyways, as winner of the last quarter, Jeff will be going first. So Jeff, I need you to tell me what you think Assassin's Creed Mirage will get.
Okay. I am going to Google Assassin's Creed.
God damn.
What?
No, you know what? Actually,
No,
no.
you won't.
No more of that. No more of that.
Okay.
No, stop. You can't look at past scores. No
Why not?
opening windows.
That we did that last time. That was the whole
it's
thing.
bullshit. You just guess. You're a gaming journalist. You're one of the biggest gaming personalities in the world anymore. You have enough knowledge inside you. There's the game, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now guess its fucking Metacritic score or Open Critic or whatever it is.
I'm just saying, if somebody ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Yes, sir. All right, I'm gonna say an 85 or 84. I'm gonna go 84.
84 final answer.
No, 82.
82 final answer.
That's my final answer. Yes.
All right, Mike.
84. I wanted to say 84.
There you go. Okay, game number 2, Detective Pikachu returns. Mike.
It'll get like a 73.
Okay, Jeff.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna say 71.
Okay. Game number 3, Forza Motorsport. Jeff.
Yeah, I'm thinking I will go with just because it's like selection bias a little bit. So I'm gonna go with a 90.
Oh, all right, Mike.
Yeah, these games usually review pretty well. Gosh, it's hard. I want to go close to 90. So if I want to do like an 89 or a 91, I'll go 89. I'll go 89.
Okay. Game number 4, Lords of the Fallen. Not the Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Fallen.
Wait, I have to Google. I don't know what this game is. Sean, what is this?
It's like a Souls-like
It's
thing.
like a
I've been talking about
thing.
this.
Keep it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
like
said it.
Isn't this the one that is a sequel to the game called Lords of the Fallen?
Oh, that's right.
Correct.
Well, if a very good one of these, Liza P only got an 80.
Wolf's like, Mike, you're a gaming journalist.
Yeah. I'll say a 75.
Okay, Jeff.
76.
Fair enough. Game number 5, Jeff's Game of the Year, Sonic Superstars.
Fuck. I have
Yeah,
no
who
idea.
knows?
Yeah.
Let your bias creep in. Do it.
What's that?
Well, go biased here.
You said let John,
say 31,
let John Tobias do it for
28.
you.
Like,
No, I will go. I played this game. It's fine. I will go with an 80. I'm gonna go with an 83.
Okay. Keep an eye on you, Mike.
77.
Ooh, Mikey of Lil Faith.
People hate Sonic these days. Haven't you heard?
Yeah,
I think it'll be fine. I probably like it.
Marvel
Ah,
Spider-Man 2.
This is hard to say. So many people. I have to think about who's reviewing this. I think it'll do fine in reviews. I mean, I probably will also like it. I'm not trying to be like, it's going to be shit, but it's going to get reviews. That's not what I mean. But I feel like that general kind of coolness that some of us are perceiving right now is not going to be reflected in reviews. 91.
Okay.
89.
Okay, both good scores. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Jeff. The game where the checkerboards in the background are very intentional, by the way.
Like I said, it's weird that they intentionally made it look like shit. I'm gonna give it a 90.
Okay.
92.
Ooh.
Let's fucking go.
I
hope so. I hope it's a 92.
Cities Skylines 2.
feel like these games usually come out like not in an amazing state, right? But see, Skylines was good. I was like 83.
Jeff?
I will go with an 81.
Okay, both close again. Game number 9, Alan Wake 2.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, toughy.
Yeah, it's tough. I'll go at 88.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, 87. That's what I was thinking. I'll stick with it. 87.
All right. Game number 10, Jeff's actual game of the year, WarioWare Move It.
Is Mike first?
Oh, sorry. 81.
Okay.
82.
Okay, we'll see how that works out. I'm not sure how much this is going to fly nowadays.
Sure. I know exactly.
Game number
what you mean.
11, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name.
84.
Is this the one with Daytona 2?
Ooh, which one's Daytona 2? I think that might be this one.
100. I'm joking. Shit, it's hard to say because like Ishin didn't get like amazing scores. And that's kind of the caliber I'm expecting here, right? Jeff said what? Did Jeff say?
84.
Yeah, but that's rough. I'll say 85.
Okay. Game number 12 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Mike.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gosh. I wonder what people did think of the last few ones. Who even knows? This one's weird though. This one's kind of like we're making a Call of Duty Modern Warfare with a box of scraps in a cave. So I'm gonna say 83.
Okay.
I will go with. God, yeah, he's right, man.
Aren't I though?
Yeah. I guess I have to go with 84.
Okay.
So I don't want to go
84.
lower.
By the way, Adam, Nicki Minaj will be in this game because that carries forward from Warzone.
Yes. So 100,
Game
100,
number-
100. Sorry.
100, absolutely. Game number 13 is Persona 5 Tactica.
Is that me? That's me.
Yeah, how are you feeling about these tiles, Jeff?
They seem like pretty good tiles. I'm trying to think. God, I wish I could Google like what stuff like this guy does.
Yeah, right. We should get cheap.
Yeah. Let's go with. I'm gonna say an 82.
Man,
All
that's-
right. Sorry, did you say something, Mike?
No, that's good. That's a very good guess. That's what I was thinking. I just don't know if I'm going to lower or not. Tactically, in the anime tactically, the spin-offs they can kind of feel so fluffy sometimes. I want to go more like an 81.
Okay. Game number 14,
Shit.
Super Mario RPG. Super Mario
Yeah.
RPG.
That's hard because like
Pretty
you
sure
know
I'm
what I
first.
will think it is. Oh, so
No,
excuse me.
Mike is.
No, you're
You
not.
are?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why were you just talking at the end there? Then okay. I wasn't
Because I
paying
went.
attention.
Well, I did go
'Cause he
last,
went last.
and then I go
that's
first
right.
now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm watching the football game. Can't tell.
Yeah.
Holy
Yo,
shit!
they're making a comeback. Let's
Yes, they definitely are.
Oh, what's the score?
It's 11-27, but they're about to score.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is hard because there's always a bit of a remake tax. There's gonna be some people who are young and this that do not have nostalgia for this. I'll say an 86.
Okay.
Yeah. God, 86 does feel right, and I guess I want to go higher, but I think it's probably right to go lower than that. I'll say 85.
85. Okay. I'll throw it out there. I think I would go a little bit higher on that one. I think
I
people
hope
are gonna
so.
want this one.
I
I
the
hope
last
you're right because I'll
game.
win then.
The last game,
Shit.
Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Jeff.
That's-
I will go with a 78.
Okay.
I think that's right. But I love my beautiful big blue boy. 79! Let's go!
I hope it does
All
really
right.
well. I hope it does.
Well, a note from your game master here. Have fun, everybody, and don't get mad at me if you lose, Mike, is what Wolf leaves us with. I will quickly bring up a summary, which I think I might have centered right so that shows up all right on the screen.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You can make it a little bigger if you wanted to, but yeah.
There
you go.
Yeah, we'll do it like that. Something like that. Okay, so quick summary here. Assassin's Creed Mirage, Jeff went 82, Mike went 84. Detective Pikachu Returns, Jeff has 71, Mike 73. Forza Motorsport, Jeff at 90, Mike at 89. Lords of the Fallen, sequel to Lords of the Fallen, Jeff has 76, Mike has 75. Sonic Superstars, Jeff has 83, Mike has 77. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, 89 for Jeff, 91 for Mike. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, 90 for Jeff, 92 for Mike. City Skylines 2, 81 for Jeff, 83 for Mike. Alan Wake 2, 88 for Jeff, 87 for Mike. WarioWare Move It, 82 for Jeff, 81 for Mike. You guys are going in the 80s for a lot of these games. It might be a good year for games, y'all. Yeah. Like a Dragon, Gaiden, 84 for Jeff, 85 for Mike. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, it's a little cut off there. 84 again for Jeff, and then LO Lower, 83 for Mike. Persona 5 Tactica, 82 for Jeff, 81 for Mike. Super Mario RPG, 85 for Jeff, 86 for Mike.
Donkey Kong 3.
And then Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, 78 for Jeff, 79 for Mike. Pretty Ubisoft scores, I think, there. And we are done with our game for the evening. Thank you, gentlemen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean. Appreciate the help there. Let's see if we can get things going. And...
Harvest Moon.
Why don't you take a break anyways, Jeff? Because I have to go to the bathroom.
We'll be right back.
For 2004 Game of the Year.
After this PP. All right, let's get this set up.
This is an ad break.
That's that's why that's not working. That's not even the right scene. All right, there we go.
It's a beer kicking in.
Yes, definitely. Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey, Adventures of Lolo 1 and 2.
Oh, I did forget to mention everyone, but this will probably be at the end of the podcast. You're listening all the way to the end. You got your submissions in before the first game, which I believe Wolf said was Assassin's Creed Mirage, which
is coming any minute, right?
Soon here, yeah. Probably
Let's get it
maybe
right.
even within
It
the
was
next
the
week.
Lord
So
of the
probably
Fallen.
get your predictions in over the weekend.
Okay. There's.
Was it the Lords of the Fallen? Oh, I think it was the Lord. Of
No,
the
this
Fallen.
one was supposed to be the Lords of the Fallen, and then they nixed the, and so now they're both Lords of the Fallen.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
It is fucking stupid. The Lords of the Fallen was already stupid, but yeah.
I'm so sad because this is not the same people that did those games. I think it's a different people. I need to check that out because I think it's other studio.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't been
no.
following that too much.
Yeah, they did. They did Lord of the Fallen 1 and 2, and then they did the Search 1 and 2. The Search is pretty good. I really like the Search.
I'm here, Sam.
All right.
Yeah,
What body
it's
do you
on
jump
your
into
studio.
this time? Okay. I think we are set up and ready to go. Actually,
kill. The power
yeah,
or
kill
the,
it. No, kill it, because that I'll
right,
adjust it
cool.
from there. Bum, 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 1 and 2. Harvest Moon.
I can't remember what he says after that.
Harvest
No, 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 no.
Moon.
Ninja got
Donkey
it?
Kong
No,
Jr. Math. Ninja Gaiden
No.
1. Ninja Gaiden 2. Ninja Gaiden 3. Cruising
Ninja
USA. Okay. I think we are ready to go. I'm going to bring us right back in, everybody. And we're back. And this time, we are discussing 2004, the games there within, and which ones are the best. We will come up with a list of 5 games by arguing with one another. Mike, do I have your permission to look up games from the year 2004?
In the year 2000 and 4. Yes, Jeff. You have my permission to use Google and Wikipedia. Now.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's very thoughtful.
Jeff, this one has always been up there with 1998 for me as just an incredible year. I'm curious to see if it sort of lives up to that memory I have of it.
Yes. Well, we're about to find out. There are a bunch of good games that came out in 2004. For sure. Where do you want to start, Mikey?
Yeah, probably my number one from this year, one of my absolute favorite games of all time, Half-Life 2. Just still the gold standard for what a single player shooter campaign should be. It did like up the game in terms of production value a ton. It's one of the first games I remember like, whoa, the characters like eyebrows and mouths are moving to emote. That's crazy. We can do that kind, right? But then the physics stuff is fun. It's not just some gimmick, right? Like at first, yeah, you kind of use it for grenades and to throw things around. That famous, hey, pick up the can citizen thing in the beginning. That whole first section, that is how you set up or lore dump. I don't know what you call it, but it's just incredibly immersive. But then the gravity gun is still just the coolest thing. So many memorable moments from this level, all of Ravenholm. One of my favorite kind of final stretches in a game too, when you get that super gravity gun. It's like, because there's rules to the gravity gun in the game. Well, you can't use it on other people or blah, blah, blah. Then like at the end, they take that, they get rid of those rules. Like now you can. And it's just this, you're overpowered, just running rampant on this place. It's such a memorable, fun, incredible, groundbreaking, well-paced, phenomenal game. Love Half-Life 2.
I look at this year and it's a lot of like really big games and then a lot of like ones that I adore that I don't know if they're gonna play, like Katamari Damacy. I love Katamari Damacy. But I'm gonna put it on the list for now. But it's like that's probably my favorite game of this year. It's actually up there. There might be some better ones. But I when I even saying that, like, it's gonna have a tough time on this list, I think. But for now, Katamari Damacy. It has a really interesting idea of just rolling around, picking up trash, making the ball bigger. But then it's so much style, so much great music, surprisingly fun characters, the King of all the Cosmos and all that stuff. So, yeah, I love Katamari Damacy. It's one of those ones where I'm like, oh, hell yeah, games can get weird. I can get this weird game from Japan, and this is kind of like what I come to gaming for, an entirely new experience I never knew I wanted.
It's funny, I think, because I told you I've never really played this game, so I'm trying to actually buy a copy for PlayStation 2 pretty recently, so hopefully I'll be able to fix that about myself soon.
I know you're collecting the old games, but those re-releases are pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I even asked. Like, hey, I heard the re-release of that is pretty good, so I probably should just pick that one up at some point. All right, Jeff. Here's another very, 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 very big game. World of Warcraft came out in 2004. This game, it's funny because the reason this game seems so amazing then, because do you think this is a pretty hardcore gamers game now? At the time, it was like, oh, this is an accessible MMO.
And everyone was playing it back then. Everyone was.
Like compared to something like an Ultima Online or an EverQuest, like, oh, you can pick up and play this, even though back then, like, it has all this stuff now that we would consider archaic. But it was just so well designed. It was a ton of fun. The world was incredible. I still, like, just those first 10 hours in this game where I did roll a dwarf. I was just running around that snowy starting area and then that first major giant, it seemed huge at the time, that first zone and going into the giant dwarven city. It really did feel like a world. It was an entire world. It's a ton of fun. Everyone was playing it, so you were playing with your pals. I even know what rating was back then. Didn't even care about it, and I kind of missed that feeling. World of Warcraft was a big deal, and it was fun immediately, and it's not a surprise that it became huge.
Yes, and kind of it would be wild to have a list of 2004 without World of Warcraft on there. Even though it's like also kind of a weird one because it exists over such a long span of time that you don't associate with 2004 necessarily. But when you're looking at a list like this,
it's not like it wasn't good at first, it got better. It was great immediately.
Yes, exactly.
It was immediately this big. I remember reading a GameSpy story, GameSpy.com, before this came out, because EverQuest 2 came out like the same month, and everyone was like, which one's going to be better? And it's funny now.
Yes, very, very funny. I would probably next personally put Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door up for consideration.
Shit, is that this year?
I believe it is.
How about that? Oh, yeah. Maybe after the first Mario RPG, this is probably my favorite of the Mario
Sure, I can see
RPGs.
that.
I think it's almost infinitely better than the first one, even though it's so similar. I think just some of the presentation stuff they do here. I love the little stage. I love that little port town that's kind of your hub. Super fun companions. It's just it's a slick, fun, funny, super memorable game. It's such a good time.
Man, all mine are gonna get fucking slaughtered, but I have some ones I really like.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, I am going to agree about these bigger ones, is the thing. So, but let's see. I just did Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Do you have another one?
Let me do one that is a little bit like, I'm not sure if it gets in, but part of me would like to. Burnout 3 Takedown, Jeff.
That is.
I played it again not too long ago by X, because I remember when I didn't get no, so we had an Xbox, then AG went to college actually, so he took it. And me and Chris didn't bother getting our own until it was Fable. We're like, oh, Fable's coming out. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the biggest game. We got to get an Xbox for Fable. We can't miss out on Fable. So we got that. We got Fable. And I was like, oh, people say Burnout 3 is good. I played so much more Burnout 3. Burnout 3 Takedown was so much fun. And it is still fun. There's still nothing really quite like that. Even I know there was even a sequel after this, but no, this is the Burnout game for me, man.
Yeah, I think I got a Xbox for Halo 2, and I was living with a bunch of dirtbags, and I played through Halo 2, and then we played some stuff online. We had way more fun personally. I had more fun personally going online and doing the crash mode in Burnout 3 and trying to get high scores, and then pass the control around and having everyone in the room do the crash mode. And the whole entirety of Burnout 3 is great, but that crash mode is like an all-time favorite thing for me.
So
and then
much
on top
fun.
of it, just the racing is also very good, and the crashing out other enemies and stuff like that. It's a really good game.
I love Burnout 3. I mean, you mentioned it, but hey, Halo 2 is also this year.
Halo 2 is also this year, yes. And that's a great game as well. I actually like the story. I like playing as the Arbiter. There's a lot of cool stuff in Halo 2, and obviously the Xbox Live stuff was enormously important.
I think this is the last time my mom tried to punish me with taking a game away with Halo 2. I forget what she was even mad about. I remember I think she was wrong. I think she thought we did something and we did it. We were like high school, and we thought we were like, we're too old for this, Mom. She like took our game away for a little bit. I was like,
I took my Game Boy away. I think it's probably the last time that happened. All right, the Def Jam Fight for New York is very, very good.
I wanted to pick that up, Jeff, at the thing we were at. I found a copy of it, and it was expensive, and I was going to go for it, but didn't have the manual. I was like, if I'm going to pay this much money, I'll wait for the manual.
Yeah, totally. And you should. Def Jam Fight for New York is a great sort of wrestling game with a ton of character and then a ton of characters. But a ton of character where it brings the music in and you kind of fight and fighting to the beat has a little bit of an effect, but it just felt so cool and it felt great to play. I was really obsessed with this game. I haven't played it since I first played it when it came out, and I'm like, oh man, I should go back to this. But yeah, I love Def Jam Fight for New York.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Yeah, that is a pretty big one.
Yeah, my own probably my favorite Metal Gear game. It's fantastic. My only thing here is that I would never play this version of the game. In fact, I didn't back then. I actually couldn't get into it until Subsistence.
Subsistence, yeah.
Isn't it weird that it's subsistence and not like sustenance, since it's eating?
I never fucking get what Kojima's trying to say with these subtitles.
But so that the original version, the original camera was a bit much for me. But man, Snake Eater. I love that game. It is so ambitious for a PlayStation 2 thing. The thing gets pulling off there. The stealth feels so much fun. It's it's still like that interesting intrigue Metal Gear Solid story, but it does kind of capture some of that spy thriller stuff that it's going for. Again, ton of memorable moments. The fight with the end, going up the ladder. What's up, Jeff?
I just saw another game that I'm like, God, I would love to get it on this list, but it's going to be impossible.
It's a hard list.
And then that's after another one I already want to say that I think we'll have a hard time.
What is it?
Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Jeff.
I love Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. I really love it, but gonna have a hard time. The real one I want to say is Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is just about everything Spider-Man from Insomniac is.
God, that was this year.
Yep. It was because Spider-Man, the original, kind of came out before that, and then Spider-Man 2 was 2004. They got the swinging right, which is the most important thing. Not just like, whoa, the Spider-Man game is going to work. It's kind of like an important thing for like, oh man, games can feel this good. You can move around a giant space like this, and it works, and it's fun, and they actually make it like, oh, the web is shooting up to that building, and it's actually attaching to it, and you got to find a building to attach to.
So much fun.
And and it's not like difficult. It's still easy to pull off, but you feel amazing. It's one of the earliest, best feeling 3D games ever made.
Just in terms of like fun, like few things where it's fun ever in video games up to that point is swinging around Spider-Man 2. It's insane because it was a movie license game. It still had like some of the pitfalls of that with some repetitive stuff. And like some lazy voice acting from like the movie stars and all that, and it didn't matter. I mean, they made a lot of Spider-Man games after this, and it took them a very long time to come close to feeling as good as this. Again, it was a huge deal. Spider-Man 2 absolutely rules.
Right. So apparently Spider-Man 1 sold a little bit better than Spider-Man 2, and so they're like, well, obviously people don't care about the accurate web swinging, and so they never really did that again.
Christ.
And they're like fucking Bobby Kotick. Like it's so good that really you can compare it to Spider-Man 2018, and the swinging at the very least is almost exactly the same. Cool. They got it that right away. Boy, Spider-Man 2 is an all-time classic for me.
Oh my god, there's just a ton of games here, Jeff. This is nuts. Let me do a 2-pack here of 2 Game Boy Advance games that I love. Metroid Zero Mission and The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Metroid Zero Mission, one of the best remakes ever. It almost, I don't want to say it invalidates the original. There's still some reason to play that, but it pretty much play
I would tell anyone
Mission.
new to the series to go play Zero Mission and not the original.
Yeah, it feels fantastic. The added little bit at the end with Zero Suit Samus is super fun. Then the Minish Cap is one of my favorite top-down Zelda games. I think it has fantastic dungeons. That sky-based dungeon towards the end is super fun. I really love this game because it gets a little weirder with the items that you get in the dungeons. It's not just the standard stuff. I think it's super fun. Really cool final boss fight too. It's actually a bit of a challenge. It's a ton of fun. I love my Minish Cap.
I like Metroid Prime 2 Echoes a lot. But it's not going to play on this list. I never finished that game, I don't think.
No, me neither. Actually,
maybe I did. I don't remember finishing it though. I definitely don't.
Well, that's a bad sign.
Yes, and I when I go back to replay it, I don't have any desire to. It's kind of a slog at certain points. It's not nearly as good as Metroid Prime 1, which is a perfect game.
Yeah.
Same Pikmin 2. I love Pikmin 2 as well. It's an improvement over Pikmin 1. It's not where the series is eventually going to get, where Pikmin 3 and 4 are fantastic games.
I know sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Beautiful Joe 2, kind of same thing. Really good, really, really, really good game, but not going to play on this list.
Want to hear the biggest game we haven't brought up yet?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yes.
Came out 2004. Gosh, big game just in terms of the size of this thing. It was like 3 cities or areas that you went to. It introduced more RPG mechanics, insanely ambitious for PlayStation 2. This blew a lot of people's minds, Jeff, and it was a really fun game.
Yes, I would, by this point I was like, yeah, I get it, and I shouldn't have been. I should have given San Andreas more of a chance back then because there was so much more happening in it than even Vice City, and especially more than Grand Theft Auto 3. But clearly, in terms of scale and breadth, San Andreas is an early example of what that can look like, and it was unmatched for a very long time. Let's see, Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I like Thug 2 a lot.
It's at least as good as Thug 1. I totally for some reason the entering one of the greatest games of all time era for Tony Hawk games kind of drops off for me after 3 for whatever reason. But Thug 2 is still a very good game and another badge of for 2004 just being ridiculously good. Kind of as his Ninja Gaiden, which was very good at the time. Man, that game got reviewed so well. Playing it recently, I think it's aged perhaps a bit in some ways, but still a really good action game, really good 3D action game.
Man, the DS came out in 2004. That's the era we're entering.
That's kind of bizarre.
It's
like the launch.
The launch,
launch at the end of the year.
It's not great. Yeah, it's
a weird launch.
The
lineup.
Herbs, Sims in the City. That's a pretty good
Oh
one.
yeah. XYZZ or whatever the hell that
Yes,
thing was
yeah,
called.
Touch Titans or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, absolutely. Tiger Woods, but PGA Tour 2004 is very good. Very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
I said it. There you go. God, I feel like there's a couple others that people really like that we haven't mentioned yet. But I don't know.
Well, there's Luminous. But me and you are kind of anti-Luminous though.
Yeah, I don't enjoy Luminous.
I never got it. And Res too. Are people just really impressed when games where things like pulse to a beat for some reason?
I don't know.
Is that what people freak out when that happens? Like, oh my god, it's interacting with the music. I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, if that's what it is, okay, I'm happy for you.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, KOTOR 2 came out as well, and I've never really given it an actual play because I keep putting it off.
I was going to when with the Switch version. I was like just waiting for that DLC
for that little minor bit of
DLC.
False advertising. Yikes.
Yeah, you know what? Get their asses.
Yeah, for real, yeah.
Like I'm kind of mad about that myself.
They shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a few we're forgetting, but I bet if we look at our community, maybe they can help plug up some of the gaps here, Jeff. But yeah, big year here, man. Tons of good games. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, let's see here. We have the community starting with Crangus McBasketball mentioning Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Paper Mario, Warhammer 40k Dawn of War, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, and Sly 2 Band of Thieves.
Yeah, I mean, we said before that we have kind of we're ashamed of not knowing more about Sly, but
I definitely am. How do you feel about Up Your Arsenal?
I like it. I mean, I think all three of those PlayStation 2 Ratchet games are obviously good. Like I always kind of give kudos to the first one by default, even though I'm sure the other ones improve upon it. I think honestly, Jeff, the next time I'm going to be like shouting about Ratchet and Clank will be when Crack in Time happens, which will be some time from now. Sure.
Let's see here. Mr. Bowler says best game. I'm still in a dream. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Can I tell you something embarrassing? When they announced Snake Eater, because like I was thrown off by Metal Gear Solid 2 at the time. And so when they announced Snake Eater, I remember it had that really weird meta trailer where they were talking about Grand Theft Auto and stuff. I was like, I think this looks stupid. What's the Snake Eater? That's dumb. That's a bad name. I was kind of against this game. I didn't even play it at first for a long time. In fact, I didn't play it. I played it a little bit and thought the game was bad. I didn't really play it until I played Subsistence because I was so excited for Kingdom Hearts 2. It was driving me crazy, so I had to do something to occupy myself. So I finally played Subsistence because my brother had it. I was like, oh, this game fucking rules, actually. This game's amazing.
The thing I remember most about Metal Gear Solid 3 is Shane always defending the camera as being like, no, it has to be that way. It has to be that way. It has to be that way. And fucking, God, what's the Gaming Jesus over at 8-4-Play? He would just be like, no, it sucks. It's terrible. What are you talking about? And so then when Subsistence came out and fixed the camera, he basically just was making fun of Shane for like a year straight about that. Like, that's
incredible.
Very, very good stuff.
That's fan. You'll have that.
All right, let's see here. Mr. Bowler also says honorable mention to na 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 Katamari Damacy. Of course, everyone knows that song. Let's see. Shoji Kodo says I need a weapon for Halo 2. Razzled Jazzled, my personal game of the year, is The Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth. That's right, they kept doing those, which was a very fun real-time strategy that I have a ton of nostalgia for.
It is like weird to like remember. Oh yeah, like 2004. It says like after we're done releasing the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies.
Exactly. Yeah, that's strange. Honorable mention to the original Star Wars Battlefront. I know Jeff and Mike aren't wild about it, but it was easily my most played game from the moment I got my hands on it until its sequel came out and took over that distinction.
Oh no, we're gonna get to that year.
What if we just skip that year?
It's still the funniest thing to me, Jeff. It's like me, everyone I know our age. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that game was fine.
Yeah, I was there. I know people are playing it. Yeah.
It was all right. Yeah.
There were other things happening. Always Be Clothing / Corgi. There are a lot of contenders, but only one game makes you feel so supreme. I'm still in a dream. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Ben's
Did the ladder affect you? Because that really was like I didn't know it was happening. It was going to come going up that ladder, and the music. It's real quiet, and the music just started playing. Like that really was transcendent to me. That was incredible.
Never played Metal Gear Solid 3.
That's right, you piece of shit.
Yep, I'm a piece of shit.
Oh my god.
Because I never played Metal Gear Solid
Christian,
2.
We can't hurt you. He's not there.
Because I was like, oh man, they changed the character you play as. I like to play as Snake.
See,
so
I was like you, and that's like I initially did have that reaction. I'm not going to play this, and then thank God I did.
Yes, I will rectify this eventually. That's like one of the things I keep thinking I'm going to do.
Well, we're going to have that collection soon, right?
Exactly,
So it'll be easy for you to play Snake Eater.
All right, 30 frames per second on my Switch. Let's see here. Bench JC. It's an early June morning in 2004, and I am born. Yep, I was born in 2004. Anyways, the best game of 2004 is Paper Mario. Chaos Buckaroo is mentioned. Let's see here. I'll keep it real with y'all. I've never played any of the big games 2004 is remembered for. I have, however, played the best game that released in 2004, Metroid Zero Mission. Metroid Zero Mission is fantastic.
Very good stuff.
Velocity Prime says the best game of 2004 is Half-Life 2. Not only is it an excellent follow-up to a seminal title, but a radical reinvention on player interactions with the game. The Lies of Wolf 5 says, this is Mike's year of PC games, barf, but I got to shout out Metal Gear Solid 3, baby. After two got shafted, I'm going to cry if Mike gets rid of this game for something like Daytona or whatever.
Mikey likes Metal Gear Solid 3, don't worry.
Dr. Ryan says, I don't play it anymore, but for the sheer amount of cultural significance it had in my early years and probably everyone else around our age. I'm 37. You guys are around there too, right?
That's right.
We have to see World of Warcraft on this list. I think that's likely. Alex, one of my favorite games ever made, released in 2004. Superb gameplay, customization across the board, a modding community that exists to this day, and extensive lore entries. I'm, of course, talking about Zoo Tycoon 2, where PC gaming arguably peaked. Yes, it says WoW is cool too. Screaming Madden. Madden is going to be busy competing with ESPN NFL 2K5. That's another sports game worth shouting out. Absolutely.
I have that on my shelf.
That's a great one. But actually, these two, is that the one that was like
shit?
$20 that they put out? I can't remember. But actually, these two 2004 games will probably not make it here, but are some of my favorite games ever. Sid Meier's Pirates. Fuck.
Damn.
Okay. Oh man. It was a beautiful remake of the 1987 game that had so many gameplay options, from fighting famous pirates like Blackbeard to finding your kidnapped family members. Fuck, I want to play Pirates again. Rome Total War was at one point the peak of the series. It's a turn-based campaign, real-time battle, hybrid system, as it felt so good having your armies overpower your enemies. Your armies overpower your enemies. I played a lot of Total War Rome as well, and that, yes, absolutely a great game.
This really was a good year for PC games.
Yes, it was. Villain Max says, a great year for games, but Halo 2 stands tall. Casual.
I feel like I gotta almost warn people right now. Like, I said, I know he says for I like Halo fine, but
Halo's
I don't
not
know.
gonna make it.
I don't think I was gonna make it. Sorry.
Casual says, Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius Attack of the Twonkies.
Talk of the Twonkies, yeah.
Okay.
There's a bunch of Jimmy Neutron TV specials, and they would always make games based off of them. Also,
really?
again,
Weird.
I watched
THQ,
a video
huh?
about all these games. Yeah. I can't believe Jimmy Neutron came up twice today.
Yeah.
There it is.
We'll make it a trifecta at some point, I'm sure. Octo says, obviously, Super Mario 64 DS, the best version of Super Mario 64. Jokes aside, Burnout 3 Takedown is still the peak of the genre. I would love a version of Super Mario 64 DS that was basically just the game, but with Mario or with Wario still in it, and Yoshi is playable and stuff.
And
like
on a
that.
system with an analog stick.
Of course, yes.
That would help, I think.
He also mentioned Sid Meier's Pirates, which, God, yeah, I'm going to put it on the short list at the very least, just so I could see it written out. Hospa says, can't really look beyond GTA San Andreas. Hell of a game. Flobotron says Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater and Burnout 3 Takedown. Jamie H. Christmas Eve says The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. Right, that like they had already done Return of the King.
Final Fantasy X one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It had Final Fantasy X style combat in a story happening at the same time as the events of the books and movies. The original characters are great. Shout out to Charles Martinet as Eowyn. Wow. And they were able to have cameos from the Fellowship whenever the stories intertwined. Also, shout out to the evil mode where you could replay battles as the forces of Mordor, which was a fun what-if mode that more games need. Yeah,
I'm glad that Lord of the Rings caught the tail end of that, like Star Wars era. Like, we could make a bunch of these licensed games. They're not that hard to make.
Yeah, it was EA making those games, and they were like, we're not going to give up this gravy train. And eventually the gravy train ran out, but not after they tried a couple of things. Jackie G says, psst, the Mishcap released in 2004. Mike mentioned that.
Oh, here's one we forgot to talk about. Okay.
Easy F says, I honestly can't decide between Half-Life 2 and the Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. Riddick is a game that is far better than has any right to be, but Half-Life 2 is goddamn Half-Life 2.
It was like probably the most like, wait, this game's great thing ever was freaking Chronicles of Riddick Escape from. It's the best thing ever happened from that ridiculous franchise.
There's kind of not a better example of that, I don't think. Wait, what? That? And it's like good. It's like not even just. It's like really impressive in a lot of ways. It's like
It'd be
really
like if
good.
there was like an Expendables game that came out. It was amazing.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe even more surprising than that. Like,
yes.
What the hell?
Are you like shitting on the movies or like just extremely impressed by the game? Because it sounds like you're shitting on the movies.
It's a bit of both. That's the point. It's like it's a bit. I mean, look,
are really good. I think except the second one.
The first movie is passable, I think, but I haven't seen it in a while.
No, they're good.
Okay. Listen, you're allowed your opinion.
You're not.
It's apparently. Lenny Cool Dick Denver says Halo 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Half-Life 2, and 1,000 Year Door all came out this year. No wonder I was broke when I was young. Wong Gift says, I think this is a comparatively weak year, but games don't really get any better than Outrun 2, a game that's pretty much the peak of arcade racing, and yet it's kind of lost to time due to licensing issues. Well, not lost to Mikey.
I picked up my copy the other weekend. I'm excited to finally play Outrun 2.
Beefhammer says, since Jeff has no doubt put Prince of Persia Warrior Within on the list.
Fuck no.
I just want to remind the boys that Halo 2 is the best game and they better not screw this up.
Look, I openly, first off, sorry about Halo 2. Second off, I straight up resent the Warrior Within. No way. No, I don't like what that game stands for. Taking an earnest kind of fun game and trying to make it hard and like metal and like they're gonna swear and show tits now. Give me a break.
When did God of War come out? Like the first God of War?
Next year, I think it's an 05-er.
Okay. Man, so it wasn't even a response to that. I guess it was just like in the water back then. It was just like this is what it was on MTV.
Oh, yeah. That's why I resent it. It was like, we had a cool game. Now it has to like chase trends.
Yeah.
That's why I resent Warrior Within.
Let's see here. Ali Miracle says, Ali Miracle? I think that's how I'm supposed to say it. If that's
Miracle, I think I say.
Okay. Man, 2004 was wild. Metroid Fusion, Metal Gear Solid 3. Your girl is a Twin Snakes enjoyer, but is a Dyack not enjoyer. Yes, that's fair. Yeah. My hat has to go to 1,000 Year Door. The settings, the writing, the music, and frame perfect timing on text was amazing. Then again, this is the same year for Def Jam Fight for New York, which was also influential at the time, and getting to beat some ass with Flava Flav. Absolutely. Who am I kidding, though? Alias came out this year. LMAO, an acclaimed classic. Man, I miss it.
Man, I keep thinking about Alias as the Metacritic score's not low enough for it to be a Play Club game. It's got like a 64 on PlayStation 2. That's surprising. Okay.
I mean, it's a license to thrill. We need to.
You guys are talking about games that no one talks about, or shows nobody talks about anymore. Remember Alias?
Yeah, Alias was very big at the time, and you're right. I don't really hear anyone talk about it anymore.
There's a show I was thinking about. I can't remember.
Tokyo Game Life says Phantom Brave, a strategy RPG from Nippon Ichi, the makers of Disgaea. This is their best game, and yes, it's available on the Switch. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I remember this, yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Looks a bit more palatable to me than Disgaea. Disgaea's whole cute chibi anime demon thing is a little much for me. I don't know. Matt
Rare Monkey says Halo 2. Wow. Half-Life 2, Katamari Damacy, Paper Mario, The 1,000 Year Door, in that order. Well, good luck with that. Big Tony says Def Jam, Fight for New York. Fucking A. Teriyaki Blue says shout out to Fable. It didn't live up to the wild expectations.
That's the first shout out for Fable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peter. That's Teriyaki Blues is definitely Peter Moore. Or not Peter Moore. What's his name?
Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux. Thank you. But the game was still super fun. Yes, sign the wall. Had amazing music and had a unique charm to it. Barf Spackle says finally the time to stump for Mario Golf Advanced Tour.
Shit, that's
fully fleshed out RPG, fun environmental puzzles with the golf mechanics, and the golf itself is as good as it gets. A personal top 10 all-timer for me. Jesus. I really like the Game Boy Color version of the before this, which was also a full-fledged RPG, but this one's also really.
This is the one I think. I think about the Game Boy Advance one. This and the tennis one.
Of course, yeah, the tennis one was great as well. Fuck man, I love this game so much.
they're so good.
Jim bopped himself. Well, since you guys put Pokemon Red and Blue on the 1998 list and they are broken games, surely you have room for Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes, aka the version most people play and think of when they think Gen 1. No.
Actually, I have my Fire Red over here. I have it over here.
Throw it in the trash.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Jeff? What do you mean, no?
Someday I'm going to do
It's
another
violence.
run
I can
with
do
this.
what I want.
Hopefully it's not collecting dust over here.
Oh no. Dr. Lynch says all of the most important games have been listed already. Really so well done, producer friends. But seriously, not a single mention of Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. It was the game that introduced me to everything that Obsidian came to be known for. Interesting narrative choices that really push the envelope on what we traditionally saw in games, and innovative gameplay, all of course wrapped up in that sweet Obsidian jank and frustration.
I am surprised. I often hear people say, "Oh, I like that more than the original." At the time, the consensus, and I didn't play it because of this, was largely, yeah, it's good. It's not as good as the original, and
So
it's unfinished.
I thought
That
the consensus was it's broken. Don't even try it.
Yeah, there was that too, I think. Which, to be fair, is also what they said about another Obsidian game, Fallout New Vegas, which is absolutely a stone cold classic now, right?
Yes.
Because that's just not a problem anymore.
Here's the thing. I think Knights of the Old Republic 2 is also very similarly a secret stone cold classic.
Yeah.
The people, at least I think among Star Wars fans that like really play a lot of the games, they consider this one like some of the best storytelling when it comes to Jedi ever. And I'm like, okay, I know I need to get around to playing it.
So yeah, at some point I'm just going to have to like get it up on PC, maybe make a stream out of it, and like get that mod because I don't want to be bummed out at the end because like, oh yeah, that's right, they didn't put an ending in this game. But I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Man, it's so much better that they gave Green Bay hope and then crushed them again. All right, Isaac Clark. It won't make y'all's list, but Pokemon Fire Red / Leaf Green single-handedly got me through a second George W. Bush administration. Oh man,
well,
God, remember
probably
that?
not. But stay tuned for Soul Silver and Heart Gold and also Black and White. Those are fantastic games.
The Black and White two or those remakes that'll get us through the second Trump administration. So we'll be in that together.
You go. Please.
Crouching Boomer, Hidden Zoomer. It's 2004. It's time to talk about Source Engine. While not a game, it would serve as the basis for all of the physics and 3D gaming going forward, Half-Life 2 being one of them.
Don't worry, we'll just celebrate Half-Life 2, and that'll cover our bases.
Mark says Half-Life 2 as well. Brightfish says Star Wars Battlefront. That's right, we're doing this again. Exodal Adam, what's up?
Axel, he's saying Elite Beat Agents. There's no way that's 2004.
Yeah, it's not 2004. Exadal Adam says Agents are go. Elite Beat Agents rules. It's introduced me, young me, to some great songs. There's no way it's 2004. If it's 2004,
no, it's not. That's a fantastic game. Like the DS just came out. Might be next year. And trust me,
2006.
2006, way off. That's okay. I love that game so much.
Did Windon come out in 2004?
Maybe that came out in Japan or something. That's the confusion.
Windon. Elite Beat Agents would be number one.
Yeah, whatever year Elite Beat Agents comes out, it's gonna be on the list. Don't worry.
It'll be number one. American Dragon 98 says Shadow Hearts Covenant. I
need to play that.
Yeah, I never played that.
I want to. I definitely need to get it from now that I have the PlayStation 2 set up.
Which one is Shadow Hearts?
It's turn-based RPG with a bit more of like a gothic kind of dark vibe, and it has the timed hits thing from Mario. Actually, okay. People really like it.
I do. I think I remember people talking about it. I never really learned what it was. Corley Poo. Everyone has said the right answers. WoW, Halo 2, Half-Life 2, etc. But there's only one game that lets Vin Diesel escape from Butcher's Bay.
Which game is that?
Yeah, I don't know. They don't say. I guess we'll never find out.
Must be Halo 2.
Mex says Metal Gear Solid 3 is equal parts fantastic in both its gameplay and story. Vision 49 says, this is a futile effort, but going to throw Sly Cooper 2 Band of Thieves out there. Listen, it's not Sly Cooper's fault. It's our fault for not playing
That's our fault. That's our bad. I feel bad about Sly Cooper. I don't know why I didn't play those games. I clearly should.
Boomer Field says, come on, y'all. It's 2004. No one was playing anything else but Tales of Symphonia with the Player's Choice yellow band at the top.
This was before I had my bigger JRPG era, actually, and I still played all of Tales of Symphonia. Tales of Symphonia was super fun. That's a super good game, especially the original GameCube version, which actually runs at 60 frames per second.
Boomerfield says, what an eyesore about the yellow band there at the top.
Wow.
Going after you.
Mine doesn't actually have that. I think I have my original, like, newish copy, but new at the time, like, bought when it came out, copy of Tales of Symphonia still.
This is the greatest show on turf, Mike. This Lions offense. Diogo says, shout out to San Andreas. Clint G says 2004 was arguably the best year for simulated football ever. ESPN NFL 2K5 was a product so good, EA literally had to buy the exclusive NFL rights to keep Sega from eating their lunch. Man,
Jeff,
I'm sorry, go ahead. I just said that's what we need to Lena Khan the most, is that move right there. But yeah.
I just realized, Jeff, we've been podcasting for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We might have to get through the rest of these a little bit.
Yeah, Sleeping Dead says Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. Clink says Sly 2. DMC says Battlefront and the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Punish Rose is another one for ESPN NFL 2K5. JD Camp says Metal Gear Solid 3 and Katamari. Bugadillo says Mario Golf Advanced Tour. Thanks everybody who bolds their game titles, by the way. That's very helpful.
Yeah, it's nice.
NFL Street and Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Hammond of Texas.
I never liked 3 as much. 3, like jump to 3D didn't do it for me. I preferred 2.
Yeah, whenever people talk about those games these days, no one's talking about 3. They're talking about like RC.
Some people hold a candle for 3.
They do? Okay. Okay, well, listen, everyone's got their own thing. Hammond of Texas says Half-Life 2. Gigantes 42 says Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door and Halo 2. And then Turbo Sean says Jeff didn't sing his Jim Ryan song, and one of the greatest games ever made is going to get snubbed. This show snucks.
I feel like we gave Zero Mission give it some time.
Sean, I have a treat for you when we're done today. Okay, so don't worry. All right, Mike. Let's get back over to the list itself. Fuck. Okay. Here,
I'm gonna do this big year.
Sid Meier's Pirates. God, man, it's hard for me to be like, well, if Sid Meier's Pirates came out in a year, that's obviously going to be in the top 5. And I'm looking at this list; it's obviously not going to be in the top 5.
It's just not. This people don't talk about maybe as much as 98 or something, but 2004 is ridiculous.
That game is ridiculous. So good. So Sid Meier's Pirates. To this day, it's what I really wanted from Starfield was for it to be like Sid Meier's Pirates. Yeah. Just a little space that you travel back and forth between planets. You do something on one planet. Maybe you buy some stuff because it's cheap. You fly to another planet. You sell it. You go dance with the governor's daughter or whatever. Like, Sid Meier's Pirates is a perfect game for me. God, I love that. But all right. Mike, I think that World of Warcraft and Half-Life 2 are definitely going to be in the top 5, so I'm just going to move those up right away.
I think they're locks.
Those feel like
they're locks.
I also, I probably think that Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is a lock.
I don't know about lock, but I think it can go up there. I think the other lock for me is probably Snake Eater.
Right, yes.
I know you have to kind of take my word on that because you haven't played it.
Yeah, but I mean, yes. Listen, whenever people talk about the best Metal Gear Solid games of all time, 3 usually wins. So I am fine with that being a lock as well. God, okay. So there are a bunch of other games on here. I think, for me, Mike, if we're leaving Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door up there, the game I would most want to put up there. Man, this is tough.
Hard.
I personally would want to put Spider-Man 2 up there, but I'm also good with Burnout 3 Takedown and Def Jam Fight for New York. Those are the ones that I probably feel strongest about.
Burnout 3 is speaking to me.
Burnout 3 is...
I think a lot of people are going to be mad that we're not just screaming about San Andreas, but I think me and you're both a little cooler on that than some people.
Yeah, obviously San Andreas is a great game. Yes.
Obviously it's a big, important game.
Yep.
I think we gave Vice City dues, even though it's not our thing, but we're not going to do that again.
Yeah, I'll say all these games, the one I maybe most want to boot up other than Def Jam Fight for New York is Burnout 3 Takedown. I know I can have fun with that right this second. I go turn that on, immediately start having fun. I'm okay with putting Burnout 3 up there.
Yeah, but so if Burnout 3 is number 4, so number 5, Jeff, I'll give you some leeway there if you wanted to do Katamari, if you want to do Spider-Man 2 instead of that, I'll hear it out.
Yeah, I think I would actually put Spider-Man 2 up there instead of Paper Mario: 1000 Year Door.
I can see it.
Again, it's just because they got it so right, and I love 1000 Year Door, but for me, it's not up there with Super Mario RPG or even Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. That's my personal take.
I think me and you are you're Superstar Saga, I'm 1000 Year Door.
Yes, exactly.
Swapsies, it's fine. But yeah, I totally get it. There's just a lot of good games this year.
All right. Well,
and Spider-Man 2 is just, it was, I don't know. It was at that time, man, that was incredible. I think we're going to probably get yelled at. We're going to be called boomers the most for Spider-Man 2, I expect. But,
yeah, absolutely. But, we're right. We just are.
No. Mike, remember, a lot of us grew up with Spider-Man 2. You're
okay,
good there.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. Did you? but you're getting old now too, Sean. You're just a whole other group of people now.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
He's not.
It'll happen to you too.
Whenever I say that
It'll
to
happen you.
whenever I say that to Jan, he does not accept it. I'm like, man, it's happening. All right. Well, then, okay. Here's what we have on the top 5. It's number 5, Spider-Man 2, then Burnout 3, Takedown, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Number 2 is World of Warcraft, and number 1 is Half-Life 2. Mike, I'm okay with the order of this list. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's right. Half-Life 2 being number 1 is just important to me. I respect that game, Jeff. I have a lot of respect for Half-Life 2. That game just blew my mind. It took me a long time to stop thinking about that game every day.
Yeah.
It took me years and like decades even.
Yep, I really enjoy Half-Life 2 as well. I don't know if I actually ever beat it, but for me it was like not one of those ones that I needed to beat because I was having so much fun with the physics system and messing around with that stuff. And
I beat it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I played through it so many times.
I like Half-Life 2 a lot. Yeah, all right. Well, you know what? I'm going to post this list. Let's get people yelling. That's what we do here. And then while I'm doing that, Mikey, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I tried Cyberpunk 2077.
So is it really the growing impatience with games that like kind of get in your way with the story?
I guess you're rubbing off on me too much.
I
It's
know.
a shame. I used to play so many story-heavy games where people just talk at me, and I was like, I like the characters, and I like this. now I'm like, why am I not doing anything? Maybe being on stream made it worse because it's like,
Sure.
I don't want to talk over the dialogue. I was kind of sitting there and like waiting for something interesting. It's not, they're talking to me, doing story stuff is fine. Jeff, it really is so much just like face to face with people, giving you a list of other people's names and telling you how you're going to interact with these people. And like there were like 20 names and I don't know any of these people and I'm not going to remember them. And I became exasperated. I actually kind of became angry, and that's not usually how I feel playing these games. Because my initial first impression was pretty excited. Like the character creator looks great. The game looks really pretty.
Yes.
And coming off of Starfield, which was disappointing to me, I was like, oh, wow, this game looks so much better than Starfield.
Yes,
like
without
this
a
character's
doubt.
actually moving around and blah, blah, blah. But then, you kind of get going. And there was some that you say like, okay, yeah, this is definitely like a shockingly sterile world in terms of there's very little you can actually interact with. So like, okay, that's fine, I guess. But even then, it's like, well, the shooting's fun. I wasn't shooting much. And again, maybe if I get past that beginning.
Yeah, I think if you started building out your character to a very specific way, like if you invested a lot in cool or in having cool sword techniques, so you have your katana and you can deflect bullets. Sure. You're gonna the game's definitely gonna make you feel like you're very capable and very, very cool. All that stuff is like, yeah, they did what they had to do and it didn't go above it in any real way. And yeah, if you're not into the story, then there's not much there for you. Now, I think later on you meet some really, like, I think you would really be into Pan Am and some of the other characters and stuff.
Sure, like I met Judy, and there's some character I know people.
A lot of people like Judy.
This is a good character. I get it. But I just gotta be paced a little bit better than this for me in the beginning, especially right now. Like, I feel like that's 3 hours I could have spent, like, catching up on Baldur's Gate 3 or, like, starting Assassin's Creed Mirage or some one of these gate codes I have, right? I was getting resentful. I don't blame you. And I think, I don't know, maybe you didn't encounter any of this, but I think, the writing is a bit... I think the story can be pretty good sometimes, but the dialogue itself is... It's a lot. There was one point I tried to quit because I was doing, like, one of my first, like... computer chip flashback things, and I walked by some robot and he called me, he said, you look like a piece of fuck meat or something. Yeah. And I was like, when I was already at my lowest, and I literally like, okay, I'm gonna just save and quit, and it wouldn't let me save for some reason. So I had to keep going. I actually, like, that part I had to do there where I was like rewinding and fast forwarding, like, okay, I'm actually interacting with the game again, at least for a little bit. Yeah. I walked into like some strip club, and what did it say back there? Like, fuck till you die or something. I was like, oh, I get it. I get it. It's edgy. I get it. It's edgy. It's very edgy. I just remember Keanu Reeves just talking about his big cock. Okay. All right. The game also still doesn't run very well for me. Like, it started doing a thing where every time I opened a menu, like it was, or like exit a menu, the game would be really slow for 3 seconds or so, and then like snap back into place eventually. I was like, I can't right now. I'm sorry. I don't know.
That's
just having a bad year with first-person role-playing games, Jeff.
Yep. This is definitely another fork on the Fallout tree. It really is. It's but I don't know. I feel like it's also not quite there still for me either. I enjoy it more than I did, and I still don't think it's a great game. It's, for me at this point, it's a fine game, a good game in a lot of ways, and that's after getting past a lot of the stuff, that early stuff that you got to get past. I played it for review, so back then I was just like, I'm getting through this stuff. I'm gonna find out what's going on here. I'll critical path this until I could start getting into some of the open world things.
Critical path.
And yes, and that was I don't know. I got over it pretty quickly because I was like, I just want to see what the meat of it is here. And then when I learned there wasn't much to it, especially back then, that's what really got me disappointed. What else have you been playing?
Yeah, what else indeed? I mean, gosh, there was, we did our F-Zero thing, and that was a lot of fun. I've had to play fucking Mortal Kombat Special Forces. That's not fun, but entertaining. But Sea of Stars is still my favorite thing I'm up to these days, Jeff, and I've been making pretty good progress with that, and like it's still getting interesting. It's still getting exciting for me. So yeah, just still really enjoying Sea of Stars. I'll probably wait to say too much more about that until I beat it, which I don't think is going to be too much longer now. But really, it's like thinking about all these things I'm going to be playing and want to play, catching up. We were doing the Game Club for October. We're going to find out what that is, I think, on Sunday. So that's going to be either Pumpkin Jack, which is like this spooky 3D platformer, Amnesia the Bunker, which was this year, which is like, I think, World War I themed horror game, and then the Resident Evil 2 remake or the Dead Space remake. So one of those. I imagine those later two are probably favorites, so we'll see.
I beat Armored Core 6, and that's a really good video game.
It's super fun.
Yeah, I ended up doing the path where you fight Ari or Air, however you say her name.
Okay.
So yeah, you fight the lady who's talking to you in your head all the time. She was
interesting.
Very tough. Yes, and it was
I fought the handler. I fought Walter at the
right.
end.
Yes, right. And I'm like, it's probably, had I realized what was going on, and again, like kids were surrounded and just nonstop. So I was like,
they don't make it super clear that like some of the missions are also making morality choices or faction choices. There's like
I was just picking one at the top of the list. That's what I was doing. So that's how I ended up doing that. And but it was like, okay, fine. I'm like, I have no problem with this being like, it's not necessarily the selection I would have made, but whatever. I think the real thing is like, had I known that if you go on one of the other paths, you can get like a really cool suit of armor, and then you can go do New Game Plus with that suit of armor. With the armored course, with that specific core, and it's like that makes this other fight a little bit more trivial. I'm like, well, I might have done that. That would have been fun to have like the super powerful thing for New Game Plus. It does just throw you right into New Game Plus, and I started playing it like through it a little bit. I'm like, man, and then as soon as
it feels good.
Yeah, it just feels good to play. But as soon as I died, I'm like, okay, I'll put it down now. It is definitely in a contention for my top 5, sort of without a doubt. Yeah. It's the game that made me feel the coolest this year. It scratched that from itch of tough boss fights that I want to conquer. And so, yeah, just overall, really, really adore that game. And it's still probably the most atmospheric game I played this year, which is really surprising. I think that like this game that you could tell they saved their money, they saved their marbles on like not putting a ton into cutscenes, and there's not a single human face in the entire game, and yet I am totally enthralled with everything that's happening, and I like want to be a part of this world.
Like focusing on like certain areas instead of creating a whole universe of empty procedurally generated planets. Maybe better.
Yeah. And if Kevin say I didn't pay attention to the story, like I was into the story. I'm like,
I liked it actually. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, the what's his name calling you buddy, and then I fought him.
Rusty. Rusty is my buddy.
Yes,
Rusty
absolutely.
is my dude.
And
he's my choom.
Yes, choom.
God,
and I like all those characters, and like Handler Walter having all that stuff going on. I'm like, I still don't fully understand it, but I definitely appreciate all the stuff. But I
appreciate it. Yeah. I guess I did. I forget if I talked about Lies of P very much. I've been playing that a bunch.
Not much. Yeah. So you seem to be enjoying it quite a lot.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's actually really fun. I mean, look, I'm not like a From super fan. this, I played through Bloodborne. I'm like, yeah, this feels like that. This is just that. Like, the biggest difference to me is that the levels are maybe a bit linear. Paths don't kind of circle back the way that they maybe do in Bloodborne. So not as intricate and maybe not as interesting, but also easier to follow because of that. So that's a plus. But yeah, I think the boss is really fun. I even like the aesthetic more here, where it's a bit less like Victorian werewolf in London horror and a bit more just straight up steampunk kind of stuff. Like, that works for me a bit more. The boss has been fun. You were with me that one night. We finished Nintendogs and I was just playing Lies of P, and I ended up playing it for like 3 hours trying to beat one boss, and it took me a lot of time, but then it was really fun. The next day they nerfed that boss, by the way, but it was really fun to fight that boss and to finally figure it out. And being really stubborn with, like, my setup right now is I have this giant wrench. I have like the biggest, heaviest weapon. I usually like that shit in Souls, where it's like, I'm gonna look for the one opening where I can swing this thing once and do a bunch of damage. I don't know why I find that satisfying.
I like that too. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like all the builds, but I know exactly what you mean.
I think I'm
gonna try this game.
I like it.
I'm gonna give this a shot.
I think
I'm
you should
looking forward to
absolutely
it.
give a shot.
Yeah.
It gets going real fast, pretty well paced. So
Yeah, and I really like
quickly.
its look. I like its look. I like its atmosphere, and its settings is pretty cool to me. Other than that, I think I'm probably gonna finish up Starfield here pretty soon. I know you guys did the game club discussion. I wish I could have hopped in on that. I got too busy tonight, but yeah, I'll finish that, and then probably play Lies of P. I want to check out Sea of Stars. Mike, there's a lot of games out there. There's 3 game codes again that we got. I'm
and you have to play Resident Evil 4 all the way through.
I got to play Resident Evil 4. Well, hey, and it's almost October, so I really do got to start doing that soon.
If you say that line one more time about how you've already played Resident Evil 4,
I have already played.
I will kill you.
I'm sorry.
That makes me
I'm
so
sorry
bad.
that those are my truths and my experience.
It's not true. It's a completely different game with completely different mechanics and a completely different script and different levels. Like, what? I don't know what else it needs to do.
It should be a different game.
You love Resident Evil 4.
Or I do.
It's like it's a game you dislike.
I love it.
They remade Metroid Prime. It literally is the same game, and you were like a pig in shit with that.
Yeah, I should play Metroid Prime again. That's a good point. No, I can't wait to get back to Resident Evil 4. I will. I'll play that in October.
I did start Separate Ways, and it's more Resident Evil 4. It's very good. But I gotta. God, shit. I just remember I need to play Separate Ways. Fuck. Do I need to take a week off again just to play video games? Shit.
I got a couple of days off here coming pretty soon for it was actually my wedding anniversary is today. Actually, but we're going to
today. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. But we're going on that little trip.
Congratulations to your wife, not to you.
No, yeah, right. She's lucky to have me. You're right. Congratulations to her. Yeah. And then, but it's her birthday next week, so we're kind of combining a bit. And we're going out to a cabin. And I'll take some games with me, like it's part of it. Like she's like, yeah, feel free to just hang out and play some games. Like it's about relaxing. But I'm like, man, I don't know. Whenever I travel, I don't end up playing that many games. So I'm like, I don't know if I can afford to get behind on anything. I want to play games, so I'll take some stuff and I'll see. And maybe Lies of P will be the good one because I bet that's going to run good on the Ally.
That'll be a good. Yeah, it's probably. We got some more super chats, Jeff.
Yeah, let's hit the super chats and let's get out of here.
Durachi says, working late tonight. Thanks for keeping me company. Thank you, Durachi. Oh, Grug says, Mike in rare form tonight, and he didn't even drink half a bottle of mezcal. Also, Jeff, does Jeff need to stream Sonic Superstars so we know he beat it?
Sure,
I'll should stream some of it.
Yeah, I absolutely will.
Slippery Moose Cake says, how do you feel about Phil Molyneux being the new CEO of Sony? Bad. Also, why do you think Sony delisted tweets about the KOTOR game? Because that game's not real, is why I think.
Yeah.
I think that game's never coming out. That's why
I think at the very least, Sony does not want to be involved with it anymore.
No. Hitch says, are PlayStation PC ports done with Ryan leaving? I wouldn't imagine so, Jeff.
No.
Was that a big pet project of his?
I think it was. I think that was him just identifying another opportunity, and that initiative is just now in motion, and he doesn't need to be overseeing it. It's not like he was doing the coding.
Yep. That's it. Thank you, everybody, so much.
Thank you, everybody. All right. Let's see. Let's do this real quick. It's not good. It's bad. I'm a bad singer, but I said I would play it. So let's see if this is the right one. I'll just start doing it, and then we'll see what happens. Oh, no, that's wrong.
I know it's heavy.
Yeah, it's got it here. I think. Yeah, here it is. All right, everybody. Again, just go easy on me. So bye, Mr. PlayStation guy. When it came to trashing old games, you never were shy. Saying games now cost 70. I'm sorry, my guy. Singing, I think it's time to say goodbye. I think it's time I say goodbye. You like it, Mike?
Why did you try to
Jumping Flash is the
harmonize
game I
yourself?
love, and I have
Make it
faith in
sound
live
good.
service above. King Kutaragi tells me so. Do you believe in Herman Holzkin? Europe save Sony's mortal souls and connect. Teach me how to dance real slow.
You can't agree on the rhythm.
Well, I know
I'm aware of it, but this is a lot of work.
more of
You
Jim
don't
because
appreciate it.
gamers say that he is him.
It would sound way worse with only one of me. This distracts you from how bad I'm
Man, I
singing.
miss that PlayStation Blue. I was a lonely Sony Europe buck with FIFA, Ratchet, and Warhawk. But I knew I was out of luck the day
It's a little mistake there at the end. Yeah, you're right.
Died. All right, let's end this fucking show.
That's beautiful, Jeff.
Thank you so much, Sean.
You're
Sean,
a
thank
real
you so much.
artist.
Oh, Christian, thank you. I really appreciate that. Mike, you have anything you'd like to say?
You're not invited to join my turtles caroling.
All right, Mike, where can people find you on the internet?
You know.
Yeah, but we've got this is the long outro.
Okay, yeah, Tokoto and plays. Hey, check out Blight Club. Major Mitch playing Mortal Kombat Special Forces, a lot of fun, and also check out the F-Zero to Hero with Jeff and I playing F-Zero 99. It was a lot of fun.
I had
it
a
was
great
a
time doing
good
that.
time. It was a really good time.
What's hey Forte, what's up? He's like, Jeff, what's going on here? And then I really like this one from Jean Jacket. Sometimes they harmonize.
Broken clock, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun here tonight. A lot of fun stuff happened over at Giant Bomb. Definitely check out all that stuff. We'll be back with Last of the Nintendogs on Tuesday. Look out for that. Mike, let me take a look at this
Don't
calendar.
forget tomorrow Jeopardy.
Oh, Jeopardy, yes.
for
Jeopardy
patrons.
tomorrow. That's right.
Well, and we'll premiere last month for everybody else. But yes, patrons will get to watch the new one live.
I think I am going to be able to do this show next Thursday. There's a chance I might not be able to. So
Okay. Well, I'll figure something out.
I'm out on Friday for sure. But I might be busy on Thursday getting ready. So we'll see. But I'll let you guys all know. In the
Probably
meantime-
won't go for 2 hours and 40 minutes again, but
Yeah, probably not. Fucking
Oh my God.
unless Jim Ryan leaves PlayStation again. In which case, I guess we will. You know, he deserves that. He deserves our best, Mike.
yeah. Why did I say, let's just do 2004 next week if we have this other thing? I didn't even think. I can't think today, Jeff. I
Yeah, me
can't
neither.
think.
That would have been a really good idea. We probably should
I
have done
can't
that.
think. I was like, well, of course we have to do that. That's the next year.
Well,
Why didn't the
lesson learned.
mods do anything? Why'd you say
Yeah,
anything,
step
Sean
up.
and Christian?
When you see something, say something.
You know what? That's a good idea, Mike. Blame the labor. That always works out well for people.
It's working for Epic.
It's working old Timmy. Timmy seems just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure
Up in his
Tim's fine.
up in his tree, just hanging out up there. Motherfucker needs to go back up in his tree, Tim Sweeney. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, have a good one. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.